Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I'll make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. Those letters are actually my full name. A lot of people don't know that, so I keep reminding people because it's important for my ego. Welcome to this Tuesday. It is the second day in a week. You may have had relationship problems. You may have had work problems. You may have had problems with work colleagues. You know, these are the real things that happen. You may have last night going to the bathroom 3 a.m., stub your toe on the couch. We all know that one. That happens. That's real life. I hope these 2 hours can make you feel a little better. Two gentlemen who are looking incredibly handsome, incredibly focused today. Paulo Diaz is in the house, the most Portuguese human being of all time. Now, Paulo, an incredible thing happened to me as I saw you today. Folks, Paulo promised his wife, somebody he loves, that he'd slow down on the sneakers. Now, you've probably got the greatest swag game of anybody I know in that sense. Is, Paulo, you have got some of the most unbelievable sneakers. Not sure we can get a shot of those. There they are. Look at those things. Absolutely beautiful. Paulo, your swag game's unbelievable. What is this doing to your family relations? I mean, every time I see you, brand new sneakers.
It's not every time.
Yeah.
But like I said to you earlier, some people play golf. This is my golf. This is what I do.
Got you.
So I don't play golf. I'm not read. I'm not intelligent. I'm not a great conversationalist.
That's true.
There's nothing remotely interesting about me.
I couldn't agree more.
But your kick game's on fleek.
But that's what I need to do. I need to distract from my wallpaper personality.
Yes. Okay. Big time strategy. The man next to him, obviously part of a tribe who tried to burn the whole of South Africa down a couple of months ago. A Zulu warrior. A little soft, obviously went to school in Illovo. But handsome, good human being. Senzo Satebe. What's happening, pal?
I'm here now. Straight up. No, I'm joking. What's up, man?
Don't talk like that because my wife says you're very cute. And
oh,
you
yes?
can't be, yeah, you can't.
Ask my muffins.
Yeah. She says you can't be, once you crack the housewife brigade, you know you're in.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't be Don't go gangster.
So you're
Oh,
cute.
so-
You got the Theo Huxtable thing going
Would you like
on.
me to articulate myself in
Well,
a
he
proper
says you went
manner?
to school in Ilovo, so I mean that's good.
I need street cred because this guy's making me look pop on the streets.
That's not good. That's not good. Now Senzo's ego, obviously. Now your wife, Paolo, you're an awesome human. You obviously attracted her. She's an awesome lady. Now he's gonna think an awesome lady thinks I'm cute. That
Need a
is
bit of-
terrible.
But that's what the show is. It's dynamic, needs a bit of everything.
Yeah, well said. Okay, immediately I've moved off my position there. Great arguments there, Paolo, and I see how you keep
And you're
getting
ready
new
to go.
sneakers.
You always tear me down to build me up again, eh?
You think so?
Every time she.
It's very abusive.
Then he says, I've got an internal conflict. He goes, something's happening to me. Like,
Yeah. I've never heard you say I'm lying though. So maybe there's a-
I try to save my energy for other things.
maybe it's because I've got such deep problems that I kind of what do they call it? Project onto you guys, and I don't want to deal with my own issues.
You see, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Ah, great answer. Big time journalism there. Paolo, great to have you. Senzo, great to have you. And if people don't say I'm a great guy, 2 Man United fans, I love both of them. And what does that say about me? Probably the best person I know. I don't really want to get into it. Big show coming up today. Since we've got both the guys in, and we actually wanted to do it before, we got to speak about the most important event, of course, on planet Earth every year, is the transfer window. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? I want to talk about that a little bit. Yesterday, I didn't talk about the All Blacks, and you know what? I think the All Blacks are trapped. I'll tell you why I think they are. And then we'll touch on something which is the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened. Brazil and Argentina, I mean, new details coming out there, of course. La Celso and Romero are going to have... I said it yesterday, and it came out this morning on Sky Sports, but we'll talk about the conflict between club and those two great footballing nations. Remember, if you're on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments below. Otherwise, if you are looking for the podcast, because you're busy, you're moving, you're grooving, you got a girlfriend, you got a job, you got a boyfriend, you got this, you got that, you got to go to the gym, you got a mother-in-law you hate, these are the things in life. You can't do everything all in one day. You can listen to the podcast at any time. cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. All right. After this, we will get into, plenty on the Rolodex today, the MKT Show. Good call. That's how broadcasting happens now. That we don't do welcome back. I mean, where'd you go? To buy carrots at the shop? No, you made a decision. You already knew. You know what I'm saying? Paulo, you've worked with the genuine greats who have obviously paved the way for buffoons like me to eventually be have a microphone in front of them. None of them have ever brought a show back like this, have they?
No, and I think the show is a case in point to anyone said that journalistic and broadcasting standards have slipped. I think
Touche.
you're right.
Well, bloody
You're quite right.
You're done.
You know what, though?
He's done.
Your pause when you do your back. Now I'm a radio guy, and there's a thing called in radio we've got a backup, right? That if there's too long a break on air, it kicks into the backup and goes into them because it says something's wrong in the studio, and sometimes you veer very, very close to that dead air limit.
Yes.
That I instinctively I go, oh, that's too much dead air. We need a sound, and then I hear the music bed. I go, okay, we're just getting very technical here.
Yeah.
But once you're trained that way, you're like, oh, that gap was too long, too much silence. And we don't like silence on the show. Even
Absolutely
if say
not.
something wrong, we'll say something.
I mean, silence is a killer. It is a killer, but I'm really living on the edge there, and that's the only way you innovate.
It is. It's true.
And I'm also making you feel, because that's what matters. It's the theater of the mind. There you are, getting anxious or happy feeling. You know what I mean?
It's all together. Some may say it's the same thing.
Yeah, it overlaps. Senzo, your thoughts on tension, feeling, the way I bring the show back.
It's done. It's done.
Now
we're on to the next one.
On to the next. Paulo, there was you weren't here last time, and obviously you're a shoe guy. You obviously kind of didn't really get in on this one. was that obviously as a member of the Betty tribe, I need to explain something to you that I tell every single Betty person. Once you go past warm baths, I don't know if you know what carvelas are.
Yes.
Yeah. So I tell them, do not bring carvelas over from, like, I don't want to see them, especially if you like my cousins, because
Or tycoon trousers are the same ballpark.
Oh wait, tycoon trousers.
Don't you know about tycoon trousers?
Oh, you see, every time I say something with you guys here, put me in that world. Tycoon trousers immediately.
I
tell
take
me
the
everything.
lead, Paulo.
I
Paulo,
stand
take me.
corrected. It's the
No,
Dickies trousers,
yeah,
right? Those beige trousers.
Yeah, with the Cavella. You don't know the uniform.
Take me into it. This is
You've
amazing.
never seen the uniform. The floral shirt
Yes.
Yes.
with Dickies or Brentwood and Cavella.
Brentwood.
And Cavella. The starter pack.
So what?
It's the starter pack. Literally.
Why did you call them tycoon trousers?
Because they're not cheap,
Is that
bro.
what it's called?
That's
Tycoon
what they
trousers.
call
Cavellas aren't cheap. The floral shirt's not cheap.
Oh wow, tycoon trousers.
The uniform, you don't know the uniform.
Dickies and Brentwood. It's the beige
Oh, boy, you're
chinos.
done.
It's chinos.
Yeah.
Do the chinos have patterns on them? Or
My
not?
boy,
no,
it's
they
a,
just
it's,
play.
mate,
And they like loosish fitting.
yeah, it's a Brentwood, my man. Sugar up was in. Step aside from the boss. Hey,
Wow.
you ain't about that life. bro.
Every time you guys are in here, you see, there's no way I would have ever encountered the term tycoon trousers.
But that's the starter pack, don't you know?
I
You say
did.
that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You can't tell guys who wear Cavella anything. They'll tell you that your swag is broken.
I was talking to my sister about this, but this morning, by the way, her birthday, shout out Magogo. She's, well, because, so she's named after my grandmother, so we call her Magogo, is that the only way I remembered her birthday, I don't believe in birthdays, or at least I don't believe you should get prizes for being born. I mean...
What are you, Jehovah's
Well,
Witness?
amoeba is also alive as well. Well, what do? Celebrate mushrooms on their shrooming day? No, we don't. Congratulations, you're alive. You've done something that 7 billion other people have managed to do. It's not a prize.
I get where you're coming from because I'm also like, well, you didn't really do much. You've just managed to stay alive and you were basically the strongest swimmer. That's basically what it all
Yo,
is.
Michael Phelps.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get people who have birthday months, let alone birthday weeks. Like I can get a birthday week celebrating a big birthday.
Yes.
You got a couple of things going on.
Yes.
You get these people like, oh, I love September. It's my birthday month. No, September doesn't care for you.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
Yeah,
I get irritated by that.
I have to address what you're saying again, is that there is a certain strata of society which needs to start doing better. Now, the biggest problem, and I've said this before on the show, is actually between the ages of about 13 and 18, right? Is that guys are so stupid at that age. Because the real problem is young girls between that age. The good-looking girls from 13 to 18 start saying things like crystals, and they start to, you know, so then, you know what stupid guys do is, oh, she's so spiritual, dude.
We bet it
She's
all
so
on her.
hot. She's so spiritual as
We
well.
bet the house, eh?
Oh, Bruce, she's so spiritual. And then you let people get away with that, and that's how we get to birthday months, and I'm a Taurus, bollocks.
They tend to be people that on their social media will have like weird characters for their names. Right?
Yes,
They
yes.
somehow. How do people do that?
I don't know. But
Have you seen that? Like in
but
your,
you know
social,
people-
on your Twitter name.
Oh, like
Yeah,
Cam
yeah, yeah.
Newton.
It's
Like how
not
Cam
like-
Newton tweets.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
not
why he doesn't have a job.
Calibri or Ariel. It's
Yes. No, it's alien talk.
No, but do you know what the thing is now? That's also filtering down to like the actual schooling system. Kids are writing like that in essays now.
That's why you need rules.
They're not putting respect on it.
And shout out Birdman. Here's my thing: is we need to stop. It's the good-looking girls from 13 to 18 because boys don't know what to do. Right? Largely, men around good-looking women their whole lives don't know what to do.
They lose their mind.
At 13 to 18, once these beautiful girls start saying crystals and my chakras, stop it there, and then we'll never have birthday month again. It's the same type of people. They develop from chakra vibes to birthday month people, and we got to stop that in schools.
It's actually an academy development system.
It is.
It's not about you can't have a ready-made player at 18.
You
It
know-
starts early. You got to. Okay, so that's what I get. About.
Well put, partner.
It's a commitment.
And then that's hey, big time broadcasting there, because that's how we transition. Listen, it's the biggest event, right, in world sport. I don't care what you say. It's the biggest. It's certainly part of the biggest TV show in the world. The biggest TV show in the world is football, and I mean the season teaser every year is maybe the second biggest TV show in the world. It's called the transfer window, and you know what? So just so people know, you shouldn't show people behind the curtain, but whatever. We're so good. I don't really fear any competition. Is that I like to ask the guys, Paulo, great ideas, Senzo, James, what's going on? What are your ideas? And we were supposed to do winners and losers a long time ago, but the transfer window is over, and there are winners and there are losers. And I thought, Paolo, I'd let you lead this because you came up with some incredible ideas. So what you want to talk about there, Paolo? We'll start off with some of the winners that you thought were the guys who won.
So what I've done, I think, so it's a nice gap now to talk about it. We're away from the drama, we're away from the feelings, whatever. So some winners and losers. I've got 5 of each.
Mm-hmm.
So a winner of the transfer window has to be Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Have to be.
Yes.
They moved on Saul, a player that they didn't want, to get some nice money for him.
Yep.
But the best deal I think they put, it seemed like they were either on layaway or they repossessed him. I don't quite know the framework that it worked, but
Oh, you're incredible. That's sensational.
I said a few weeks ago that for Atletico to win the league, they got to get another season out of Luis Suarez. But they go and get Griezmann. There he is.
I mean,
the only Griezmann's style, like France, a lot of France fans are criticizing him because they say he's always tracking back. A bit of the Wayne Rooney thing. Remember Wayne Rooney was never where you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
he was working
because he used to get in other people's way and stuff. Yeah.
And Griezmann's starting to do a little bit of that. But that's right for Atletico.
perfect.
Perfect for Atletico. But you got to love the mechanics of this deal, right?
All right, break it down for us, Paolo, before we all comment on it.
Barcelona, now this is the second season in a row that Barcelona are losing their main striker to Atletico. Barcelona said, we want Griezmann, we're going to pay him in installments, pay for him in installments.
Yeah.
They pay the first installment. The second installment's due. I don't know if they saw the receipt.
The debit order didn't go.
18-month return. I mean, something.
They're
Something
like,
must have happened.
Yeah, his ponytail's actually guaranteed. So there's a warranty on the ponytail.
Could be.
They didn't read the T's and C's. They just bought it, and then they're like, oh.
They're like, okay, look,
They
we'll
were
give
like
him
guys in
back.
mid-round.
Give our 40 million back. And Atletico said, we will next year. I mean, what is going on in Barcelona, right? We'll get to them, right? Yeah. What is going on there? But anyway, so let's go get... I don't personally like Griezmann. He's a great player. He's a fantastic player for Atletico, the way they play.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch fire.
No, he's a glue guy.
Joao Felix is the big loser in this thing.
Yeah,
but I mean, Griezmann and Suarez up front for Atletico Madrid.
Look, I think, and we did say this. I remember saying this a couple of weeks ago on the show. Is I said this is Atletico's time, because when you do things properly in life consistently, you know, some people do the Chelsea Man City approach, and some children, you know, Paolo, you're fortunate enough to be a father. You'll see some kids, and it can be difficult, I'd imagine, as a parent. Is some kids bloom early, some they just do, and you go, oh, what's wrong with our child? But some kids bloom late. Atletico Madrid have done what most good parents do, is you don't panic when your kids are going through, you know, what they're going through with hormones early, is you keep it consistent, because at 21, 22, some kids peak. Atletico Madrid are really the Tottenham, I would say, of Spain, with no competition. There's just less competition in Spain. Is that they've done it correctly all the way. Look how they built the new stadium. It wasn't like Real Madrid where there's 800 million upgrades.
Yeah.
They've done it properly. They've built around a manager. They've built around a culture. They are ready to explode now. And now the competition's falling apart. This is their time to do it right. Antoine Griezmann has just... I think the next 3 years are theirs. If they do it right, Atletico are placed to properly nail this thing down.
And, you know, they went through this thing of where they were going to try to change their style.
Yeah.
But this just says, forget it.
Yeah.
We see the gap. We see the advantage. We're going. We know what makes us successful. And we're going for it. And
Don't fix it if it's not broken.
I think it's a fantastic move. And the best thing, they don't pay for him. Because the sole money is going to come in on the 30th.
Yeah.
And this money's going to go out. That's fantastic. I mean...
They do it right.
They're very clever. They're very savvy.
And they've done it right for 10 years now. You know, Simeone is... I don't know if there's a bigger symbol. I think Klopp had this going in the modern day football at Dortmund, where he really, like... I mean, Fergie's the ultimate within British football. Simeone is perfect. He is the rebel. Atletico are the second club. He is really the personification of exactly what Atletico Madrid is.
He's the villain.
Exactly. Plus, he wears a suit.
A black suit.
Black suit. All black.
I love him for what he is. They are perfect for one. It's really a marriage.
I hate Simeone, but that's on another vibe.
Oh, what happened? Because of David Beckham. Yeah. So by the way, if you don't know Senzo, David Beckham, I'm not saying, listen, he may be fluid, I don't know, but he would marry David Beckham. Pretty sure, Senzo, you can speak for yourself.
I really wouldn't, but okay.
Well, you say that now. You know.
Well, no, I met the dude and I was cooling.
Senzo, there's nothing wrong if you would marry him. There's like it's 2021, Paolo. I think this is a safe space for anybody to feel their own way.
No, I had a huge man crush on someone last week.
So there we
German
go.
man as well.
Yeah. So and you're Portuguese. That's tough. You have a history of war between Portugal and Germany. So
Actually, we have a history of lying down and having our bellies rubbed. But
You're sensational.
that is incredible. All right. So Antoine Griezmann, that is a win. That's a win for him. Joao Felix. My question there, Paolo, becomes: do you see him having? Listen, he's really young. We forget this as well.
Yeah.
Can he become a Bernardo Silva? And I mean, I don't want to say David Silva because that bar's too high. We may never see another David Silva, in my opinion. Can he become that guy who can also play in that deep role? Because the beauty of Bernardo, for me, is that work rate and ability to play left, right, in the 6, in the 8. He can really do it. You think Joao has that sort of appetite, or do you think he's just a classic 10 and that's what?
I don't know what type of player Joao Felix is, because you got to remember this kid. He had 6 months at Benfica.
Yeah.
Really, before he moved to Atletico, he just burst onto the scene in that January, finished the season really strong, and then we went to Atletico before. And Benfica often do this with their youngsters. They just move them on before they're ready. Renato Sanchez was another one. Bernard Silva himself was actually another one. They play him at right back in one game and they got rid of him. So I can't tell you what play he is. I really can't, because I don't know what he's about. He doesn't play enough. He doesn't play enough for Portugal. And Portugal's a whole other thing.
And the Portuguese coach doesn't know what to do with him in the squad. Like, he gets there and just like...
And it could be a problem in his career, because, we often talk about modern forwards.
Yeah.
He's a throwback.
He's
a
Rui
throwback
Costa.
to Kaká type of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a total throwback, a little bit lazy, not really going to put the work in, but get me on the ball, I'll make things happen.
I'll do it for you, yeah.
And I think your really top-end teams aren't playing that way anymore.
I do think, though, if anybody's going to iron it out of him, he's in the perfect place to cure, or at least make a hybrid. Like, we need to transition you, son, to a 10-8 hybrid. You can't just be a 10. Yeah, if Simeone can't get it out of you, there's nowhere else that will. Like because Simeone will force him to be an 8. Like, excuse me, here we run. Because who's the other guy who went to China? Carrasco.
Yeah,
See, he tried to be the glory boy.
But he went back.
And he thought they'd never let him go, because you remember he asked for the big money. Atletico said, China, get the hell out of here. We don't do 10.
And then he went back to Atletico.
Well, because you don't realize how good you had it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I like Joao Felix. But Paulo, you don't like any Portuguese guy, so you're probably hoping he doesn't do well.
No, I'd love him to do well. I'm just worried about him. I just don't think he needs a lot of development. He's so raw. And the same thing with Renato Sanchez.
Yeah.
I think the best thing for Joao Felix would be make a move to a French mid-table Italian team
To play.
to get coached, to learn,
Fiorentina.
play every week. That'd be perfect for him.
La Viola,
and you'd see it. But I don't know. There's part of me that just goes, this move, that's why I said Joao Felix could be a loser, shows Griezmann, you know what, there's a total clash of styles, total clash of personalities. You're not the type of player I would normally go for. By the way, he has Griezmann and Suarez in your preferred position. You're sitting bench, son.
Are they going to win the league?
They have to.
Looks like it.
4 or 5 points as well. They win
Looks
it
like
quite
it.
easily, actually.
You know why they're going to win the league? Because they've started the season with 4 points they didn't deserve. I mean, I don't know if you saw the last game they played in that last minute.
I didn't see it.
It was against Villarreal, the most ridiculous own goal,
Yeah.
where everybody right down the center of Villarreal's team just lost their mind.
They were meltdown.
A glitch in the
Centre back
matrix.
knocked back to a goalkeeper who was running out to clear the ball, anticipating where
I
it's going to
saw
land.
it.
It looked
saw
fixed,
on
eh?
Twitter.
It looked
fixed,
so,
like
if that
a,
happened in
that-
FIFA.
Yeah.
Glitch.
No. Dear EA, damn you, glitch.
If it's your game and you're at your mate's house, you're switching off everything and taking on your PlayStation.
Yeah,
like,
looked
boys,
fake.
out.
All right, listen. I think they are set to explode, and I'm talking 2-3 years. I love what they're doing there. All right, let's move on. So another countryman of yours, CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, a winner in the end of the transfer market.
If you compare, and we'll get to Harry Kane, how George Mendes manufactured the move for Ronaldo. We spoke, where's the market for Ronaldo, right? PSG, too many egos. Man City, while we're trying to make ourselves feel better, a structured, organized, team-first coach like Pep's not going to work for him. Back to Real Madrid, there just was no market for Ronaldo. And George Mendes made the market. Do you think there was ever real, actual interest from City? I remember us saying, City haven't offered any money. They said, we'll take him, but for free.
Sure.
And don't tell me George wasn't the guy putting the call into Ferguson saying, get involved here. This is made to get your guy there. And I think Ronaldo just walks out of that going, we said, when we're trying to make ourselves feel better, Ronaldo makes the move that works for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
We said this.
Yeah.
He's going into a club where the manager will never stand to him. Ever.
Yeah, what's Ole going to say to
Ever.
Ronaldo?
Ronaldo picks when he plays, he picks when he doesn't play. He'll pick who plays with him.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to step to him. I mean, Cavani just handed over the show. You know, it's a silly thing.
No, it's
But
it is
Ronaldo
big.
walks into an environment where the fans will never criticize him. The media aren't criticizing him. 100% perfect scenario for him out of a move that looked like he was stuck at Juventus, completely manufactured.
But do you know what it feels like in hindsight? That City, when they were being linked, like they kind of jammed it down City's throat, and City were like, "Okay, let's do it for the clout." Well, if they did go in hard for him.
For him, yeah. I tell you what it does tell you, Paulo. You've nailed it, and I think my line's always been from the beginning. And we'll talk about Kane as you just now. Is George Mendes, Mino Raiola are the agents you want, and Raheem Sterling's guy as well. I will keep standing for that guy because, and I made the analogy yesterday. It's like a good girlfriend or a good wife should be what an agent is, because guys want the good-looking girl you can take out on Sundays, have what we call arm candy. Because actually, who you need is the lady who's already organized the cooking, the lunch for work for Monday. She's not getting, she's telling you to Sunday we're not drinking. That's who you actually need. It's not who most guys go for, but that's the one who's taking care of the little things, like your watch is in the right place. Where's your wallet in the morning when you walk out? It seems like little things, but we've all left our wallet at home and we're at the garage.
Sucks.
Like these are and they're all taken, by the way. The great ones, Paulo, like your fantastic wife is taken, is police. You're not finding. That's what your agent should be, because Cristiano Ronaldo should never ever be talking to football clubs. Cristiano Ronaldo should never be tweeting about his emotions towards a football club like Harry Kane was. That's George Mendes. Now that's where an agent does his work. You don't earn your money when Ronaldo's banging 50 goals a season. That's not when you earn your money.
It's when he's unhappy.
When you have to do the ugly stuff, as most great partners do, it's when you lose your job, right? When your confidence goes down. She's there for you. She's the rock. You know what I mean? We'll make it work. Your child's sick.
Yes.
That's the great part. That's what an agent should be. An agent should be like now. You remember when I told both of you guys and you thought I was crazy? I said Ronaldo's not ending at Juventus.
Not like this.
Because I knew George Mendes is that guy. George Mendes isn't a guy. He's that guy. If you go and read the Wolves story and actually how that whole thing works, that shows you Mendes is a guy.
It is phenomenal, moving pieces just incrementally till that everything falls exactly how you want it. And I've said it before, and the thing with George Mendes is why he's actually so popular. Every deal, he makes sure everybody wins.
Yeah, all parties are happy.
And there's not many agents that do that. And spare a thought for poor Juventus, because you hear the story that the day George Mendes was in Turin negotiating Ronaldo out there, as they finished the meeting with him, Mino Raiola arrived for a meeting. So God help those guys for the day they had.
Hopefully they didn't. No, they've surely. What you do is set
Separate
up an hour
entrances.
buffer. Yeah.
But
An hour buffer.
but did
Poor
you see?
Juventus execs, they must have been like, oh God.
But did you see? But you could see it though. Did you see Allegri when he was speaking about Ronaldo? He was like, he's actually a hard fall. He's like, Ronaldo's not here anymore. He's not available. Like, because he probably knew that, hey, this other guy's coming.
But again, I said it when I said about Ronaldo, because I have two people in my life with the Cristiano Ronaldo mentality. I was like,
You've seen this before.
No, I've seen. I know how this thing's gonna go down, and I love the brutality of George Mendes doing it that way.
Ruthless, eh?
Because there's no other way. Name
Rip the
one
Band-Aid
person.
off.
Name one person who you respect, who's ever broken up with a partner and said. Everyone who says mutual's lying. They're trying to be tough, right? Is nobody gets married to get divorced. I don't care who you are. It's always ugly. There's no good way to break up. You need a George Mendes to say.
And he goes in there and goes, we all know this is done.
Yeah.
It's done. It's
It's
fine.
over.
It's no one's fault.
Yeah.
What does everyone need to get out of this? Simple as that.
How do we make this as least ugly as possible?
Except for the time Ronaldo was dating George Mendes' daughter for a few months.
My man.
What are you talking
Way
about?
back when.
How old was he then?
He was quite young. He had just early days in Manchester United. He
You
was
know what?
dating George Mendes.
So he pulled
they're
the-
involved somehow.
Dele Alli on Pep Guardiola's daughter, not quite though, because they'll
pulled
never,
he pulled the
there's
Zaha.
no way. There's no way. Yeah, that's true.
He pulled out
Zaha,
Zaha and Moyes.
I think it was
allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah.
He'll sue. Zaha will sue. He
will
sued
sue.
on that.
He's erratic, yeah.
Yeah, he sued on that.
Did he?
Yeah, he sued.
Hey, shout out. Get your money.
He'll sue on that. Yeah, and I think it was one of those, I'll get you a better deal.
Yeah.
Just stop
Phoning the house.
But do you know?
He's a Portuguese father.
Yeah.
Gonna...
No, but do you know he's like so on Entourage, Ori Gold. That's who he is. Because Ori Gold, there's a guy that was texting his daughter. He goes, listen, and he got him the biggest contract like in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Just so he would leave. Stop.
No. Shout out. You got to do what you got to do, and also, hey, you got to bring the bills home. I mean, guys like Cristiano Ronaldo is probably about 18 at Sporting, because I don't care how talented you are. When they could see Ronaldo, I would imagine, I haven't read any stories, but he was probably by 15, 16, the first guy at training or last to leave. It's like, oh, we can work with that. Oh, that guy. Because that's not everyone. You don't become Cristiano Ronaldo at 18. He had that at 13, 14 without coaches pushing him. He said, okay, let him call the house. Let's organize the new deal, like you say. And, okay, by 21, this nonsense is over. Shout out to CR7 and Man United guaranteed top 3 now, Paulo, with Cristiano Ronaldo. Senzo saying, obviously, the treble.
I just, any United fan who wants to know how this, and I get it. I get the whole romanticism, and I'm not against that. But end of the day, I just said end of the day, it's a soccer cliche. But anyone who wants to know how this United thing's going to turn out, I just hope you watched Portugal versus Ireland. Because that is going to be the rest of our season.
Yes.
Right? Ronaldo will score a lot of goals.
Yep.
But it is very dysfunctional when you have Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, and Diego Jota. Diego Jota is not affected by it because he's got that Liverpool selfishness, which is not a bad thing. He doesn't look for Ronaldo first; he looks for the goal.
Sure.
And he hasn't had that shouted or armed out of him yet. Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo keep running into each other's space. Bernardo Silva is not Man City's Bernardo Silva knocking little triangles looking for it. He's looking to cross to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And I just see Sancho, Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes doing exactly the same
Give
thing.
me the ball.
I think it's both. Ronaldo will score a lot of goals,
Yeah.
and Manchester United will be worse.
Listen, who knew, huh?
I've seen it. I've been watching it for 4 years. I've been watching very good, capable, excellent footballers play within themselves to service Ronaldo. Now, the trade-off is it fair? I don't know what it is, but it is highly dysfunctional. I think we're going to see that at United because you've got the same coach, plays exactly the same formation.
Yeah.
Man manager, not tactician. And I think we're both going to see a really good Ronaldo, but not a great United. I hope I'm wrong, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I've been watching for 4 years.
Yeah, you have. Listen.
Do you know if you're wrong, James is going to meme you again?
Yeah, he will.
I'll take it. I'll
He
take
will.
it.
Yeah, great.
Because
great
if I'm
meeting,
wrong,
James.
it means we've been successful. So
It's big content. It's big content.
take
All
it.
right. Listen, who knew? Cristiano Ronaldo, he is back. We'll talk a little bit more about some winners and losers on the other side, the MKT Show. You've done it. Now that's big broadcasting. Because we've all got ambitions in life, right? Don't you love hearing you've done it? Somebody made a decision to deliberately listen to the show today. And they've done it. If your goal today was to listen to the show, you've done it. And also you've made a great choice.
Fantastic choice.
And it's, am I setting the bar too high at this stage?
Nah, bro, don't forget about other people.
No, for myself.
Nah.
I mean, this is greatness. It's greatness in front of me, and it's.
We must transcend.
Yeah, well said. Well said. I gotta lock it in. This is big time. I mean, hey, David O'Sullivan, one of my heroes, eat your heart out. Robert Morao, one of my heroes, eat your heart out. You know, I haven't heard you bring the show back like this. Even though I listen to all of your stuff and you guys are brilliant, I'm doing something you're not. So
it's the takeover.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's your producers.
That's what it is.
You know what? Because you got guys who they get it.
Yeah.
You know, guys here, they get it. They're new wave. They're fresh.
Yeah.
They're not bogged down by ideas or
some might say
knowledge.
Yeah.
When you have a producer like James who knows so little.
Yes. Yeah.
It just gives you scope to do what you want.
It is. He'll bend to whatever I'm saying because he doesn't know anything.
Which goes back to my first point. You do what you want when you're popping.
No, I feel you. That's when you get people to put some spec on your name.
You know what I'm saying?
No, James, a lot of guys having a go at you here. I mean, you did go to AFTA, which is a complete scam at this stage. I think we all know that. So just your thoughts on sort of guys taking shots at you and the sort of work you're doing, whether good or bad.
I like to think I'm doing a pretty good job.
How do you measure that?
By getting home and being completely satisfied with the job that I have done.
Okay, but what is this, Montessori, or are we at work here, pal? How do you actually measure it? Because everyone in Montessori gets a medal. So if you just say you've done a good job, that's not how it works.
Honestly, if I get home and I'm tired, like for real tired, then I feel like I've done a good job.
What does that mean?
It means exactly what I said.
You know, a lot of business type and real thought leaders say you shouldn't end your day tired.
Yeah.
You should end it inspired.
But it shows
blah,
you.
Whatever.
It only goes to prove your point, Paolo, that we're working with, I don't want to say at the bottom of the barrel, but certainly below the middle.
The barrel's bobbing in the river. There's fish in the barrel.
It's very risky to make these statements about the people that are currently running the show while we're live.
Now, a lot of people might say the guys running the show, which is you, wouldn't know enough how to stop the show. And no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the lack of knowledge that Paolo was talking about, you've kind of just shown that because you don't even measure how well you've done.
It's the simple click of a mouse, my friend.
Click of a mouse, huh, James?
That's threatening. I love James. God damn it, I love James.
Good stuff.
I love James.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just jostling.
Yeah. James, now, there's something to be said for if you're not threatening, you can't really be attractive. I mean, I don't really want to get into your personal life again. Yesterday, people said I was bullying you again. So, you know, do you want the image of not being, like, having no threat at all? Basically, just being like, I don't know, algae on a river?
In what sense are we talking about here?
Just sort of like, all-around nice guy. You know, basically the cappuccino of humans, you know? It's like, what do you have in cappuccino? Every douchebag says that. Because you want a bit of edge, hey? You want to be cool.
I'm not overly concerned, if I'm honest. Like, if people think what they think, then dope. That's sick.
You know, I know you don't listen to my advice at all, and you don't care for what I have to say. What you should do is maybe ask your lady for ask her to email you like some feedback about you. You know what I mean? Because if she's in front of you, she has to be nice. She doesn't want you. She doesn't see you crying in the fetal position. You know what I'm saying? So maybe ask her just for an email update on your thoughts on you at all. You know what I mean?
Does it have? Should I ask her to make it like a formal one also with like all the formal?
Well, it's not up to you. Don't tell her how to deliver the content. I mean, she must just deliver
and
feedback.
all
Yeah,
of
just
that
a 10 points. Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I'll send her that message and see what she comes back with.
All right, you'll let us know. All right, James, keep learning, buddy. Every day's a school day. Let's get back to the winners and losers in the transfer window. Paulo, the biggest spenders in the window. I mean, let's get into them.
You know what? And I think PSG, of course, anybody that walks out of the transfer window with Messi for free.
But they were taking everything for free.
You know, but even before that, they're just of such a calculated squad build of Donnarumma, Sergio Ramos, Wijnaldum. Then they end up Messi, and then pay for Hakimi, and get, like I said last week, Nuno Mendes, a very underrated signing.
And keep Mbappe.
And keep Mbappe. I mean, that's crucially keep Mbappe.
Yeah.
I mean, that is phenomenal business. You know, of course, wages are blown through the roof, right? But even before the Messi move, that is phenomenal. All the money in the world, that is phenomenal working out.
I've been assured by the PSG ownership that the FFP, they are sticking to it. So,
Yes.
I'm not sure what you mean by astronomical wages. I've been assured
Of course.
by them saying that,
The books balance.
yeah, the books do balance.
I just imagine a whole bunch of the businesses that the owners are involved in will suddenly start sponsoring PSG. You know, since Messi signed on, we're suddenly going to see a lot of their businesses.
A lot of those, not necessarily owned by him, but they just happen to be Qatari linked
just
businesses.
happen to be. somehow.
Consortium.
Yeah, in what is really a royal state where the royal family owns everything, but it won't be owned by any of them.
As long as it's within FFP, which is a joke anyway, but I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Etihad for doing that at Man City, by the way. Like, first season, Etihad's the Man City sponsor all of a sudden. They've got the biggest sponsorship deal in the league. Shout out.
Yeah,
Sheikh
it's
Mansour.
a consortium. But did you hear the rumor? They said the Saudi guys...
The Donnarumma.
There you go. The Saudi guys, they're saying Newcastle, we're putting you guys on notice.
I love that. I love the Newcastle rumors. I love Mike Ashley. What a charlatan that man is.
He
Yes,
is.
yes, bro.
He is.
Every year, it is. I've got a Newcastle. We spoke about him on the show.
Yeah.
A Newcastle supporting friend, and every year after a transfer window where they don't sign anyone, Steve Bruce was walking around,
Honestly.
trying to do the deals himself, right? He was
Answering the phones.
He was trying to do the deals,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
it's
like
hilarious.
1986.
It's hilarious.
Dream Team or something. And they have a bad transfer window. Oh, the Saudis. The
Yeah.
Saudis are gonna buy us
Yeah.
till January. Oh no, it's falling apart. No one buying January, February. Ooh, the Saudis. It happens time and time again. As long as Newcastle United are a Premier League club,
Yeah.
Mike Ashley will fleece that club.
Broken.
in so
broken.
many ways.
Is that not the saddest story
Broken.
in European football? I mean, I'm trying to think of like what other big clubs, you know, sort of in the modern day. It's like,
Parma.
why are Newcastle not Atletico Madrid? No, like Parma's one thing.
And you have to say because Newcastle, because they're in the Premier League, so they
Yeah.
got that TV money. No, there's no comparison because the potential that they have, and it's just time and time again. So I love it. The Saudis are always what's the Stavely lady? She's also always trying to broker the deal.
No, she's a slime ball.
They're all as bad as each other, and I feel sorry for poor Newcastle supporters signing Santiago Muñoz
Oh, shout out.
in life imitating art.
But by the way, now Paulo, you did as we sent.
But he's going to do it, though.
Santiago Munez, he will do it. Then go to Real Madrid, and then what happens in goal 3?
He does. No,
No,
something.
they go to the
aliens
World
get him.
Cup.
Don't spoil it. What country does he play for? Spain or?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, so he's Santi. It's real.
Sante.
No, it's real.
So this Santi just has to follow that path. Real Madrid have to sign him. Then we know we're in the Matrix, and then he goes.
Don't
to
feel really old.
Yes.
He had no idea these movies existed. He's that young.
Wow. And
He's 19. He's 19. He's 19. So
Yeah, he's never heard of Goal. Paulo,
is
was
that?
it you saying Goal 5 is in production or Goal 4 in production?
No, so what they did is it's a book. So after the
yes.
third goal 4, they wrote a book
Okay.
that's actually it's canon. It's closing up of the story. But like I
Twilight.
said, Wayne Rooney gets killed in it. It's a mess.
That's awesome. So okay, I want
Colleen
that
Rooney's
film.
diaries.
Shout out to Colleen Rooney. I mean,
The Rooney tapes.
what a great lady. What an incredible human for sticking around. PSG, here's a weird one that they bought. Why did they pay money for Danilo Pereira? Because he's 29. He's pretty much, a holding mid who can play centre-back, from what I've seen. They've already got Ander Herrera. They've already got... Is Idrissa Gueye... Has he murdered a small child as a sacrifice? Why do PSG not value that guy?
I can't speak to the Idrissa Gueye story. The Danilo story is a George Mendes favour. You know, it's him saying, I've got this player.
Yeah.
Porto needs some money. Make the thing happen. Keep him here for a while, and you'll get an option on one of my guys down the line, which they did. His name's Nuno Mendes. So
I got you.
You know what I mean? So,
So it was a package deal.
This sort of stuff does happen. Or Di Maria stays. I don't know what it is.
But he's still alive! Angel Di Maria! Wait, Di Maria's going to be a third option.
There's a scenario where Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria play up front with Messi behind them.
Oh,
God help poor Idrissa Gueye and Danilo Pereira trying to hold back any...
it's a lot.
But now...
How easy is that to play? Because none of those four will press you.
Yeah.
Just think, knock over to your midfield, and you've got a free run.
But now, hold on. They've got Paredes as well.
Oh,
And Gini Wijnaldum.
is Sabarera still there?
No, he went in the deal with Nuno Mendes. He's gone
okay.
to Sporting.
And the who's the French lunatic again? The guy with the ponytail. He's gone. He's at
Rabiot.
Juventus. eh,
Yeah.
Rabiot?
He is at Juventus.
That's why Ronaldo
All
left.
right. PSG are winning. I mean, that is
They're going to win in December.
that is sickening.
You listen. I don't know if anyone gets away with the front four in modern football in the league as physical.
and there's
stance
Gini as well.
without pressing. I mean,
think so?
it's going to be interesting to see.
In the Champions League, I mean, in they can do it in Liga because it's Liga but not in big time. Eh? They can't play. You can't play Man City like that.
You can't play those four up front.
Watch it happen.
Can you even play Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar?
We're going to. It's happening.
Like, does that work? Because I'm getting from Messi, I get nothing. From Neymar, well, I mean, he's at the top
Ronaldo
of-
needs danger pay.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Because with those three in front and Sergio Ramos behind him, the poor guy's what's going on? This is not what Cruyff taught us.
It's true though.
That's 15
But I'm-
kilometers a game.
I'm about that life.
FIFA.
I'm about it. Good.
You like it?
Blockbuster. It's a Michael Bay movie.
Oh,
Just explosions.
that is true.
documentary is coming though.
Can I remind you guys of something?
Yeah.
Tell us.
PSG, after signing Donnarumma, also still have 9 keepers.
They do have 9 keepers, and they've also got Keylor
Keylor
Navas,
Navas.
who would start at Manchester United, who would start probably at Chelsea. I like Mendy, but Keylor Navas is one of the... In the last decade, has there been a more consistent keeper? Because I don't want to hear about my keeper. If your keeper, you know as Man United fans, when your keeper is your best player, what does that mean? Either he's a disaster and he's in bad positions and he's making miraculous saves, or your team's terrible.
No, we're rubbish.
So, Keylor Navas never makes mistakes because we'd hear about them, especially at Real Madrid and PSG, and they win it.
And he must be really good because he's a relatively short keeper, and we know you hate those.
I do hate short keepers. I cannot stand. If you're below the height of 192, why are you a goalkeeper? And that includes Edison.
Reflexes, you're a cat.
No, you need to be 6'3".
Because let me tell you what happened. Kepa Arrizabalaga in
You're ridiculous.
so yeah, he's a keeper for Chelsea Football Club.
He was very good in Spain.
He is very good. He was very good in Spain, where people don't shoot and it's walking pace. But if you watch the FA Cup final now, who's the Belgian kid who hits the absolute cracker? Mixed race guy.
Yuri Tillmans.
Tielemans hits an absolute cracker. If that's a 6'5" keeper, it hits the middle of his palm. I know it's a cracker. I'm not taking away from the strike. I'm just saying when you've got Peter Dinklage in goal, and that's anybody below 192 centimeters, I don't want to, because top class teams only ever concede rarely worldies.
The stunners, yeah.
So that's when you need Peter Cech against the famous Wayne Rooney save. When it's in pinpoint top corner, that's the only save he's ever really going to have to make. Everything else is generally straight at him. Your holding is unbelievable. So I don't get the Kepa Arrizabalaga thing. Keylor Navas, I do think, though, is an exception to the rule. He's the one. I mean, I wouldn't take him at Chelsea because the Premier League will bully. I'd like to see him. But
Do you think... So, I'm actually glad you said the Premier League will bully you, right? At his age, I know he's got experience and he's still, like you say, a consistent goalkeeper. But do you think he'll still be able to sort of burst into the first team of a top 6 club in the Premier League?
No, in all honesty, no, because you need to be the 190 plus keeper in the Premier League because they ref it differently as well. So if you do watch sort of the Latin leagues, goalkeepers are actually just auxiliary. It's like if you breathe near him, right, too hard, they ref it. So the English game, and you even look at the Man City situation, is he's developed into a little bit of a bully himself in Edison, is that when he came, De Gea is probably the best example because De Gea came over in that first season. He got the shock of his life. Fergie said, "You son need to get in the gym." So no. I'm
gonna put you on the Fergie diet.
But he could do it in Spain, and he's got brilliant feet. He could do it in Spain. He could do it in Italy. He could do it in France. It's just so disrespectful to me. It's like you didn't need Donnarumma. He doesn't take you to another level. Navas is brilliant.
It's flex, my man.
But Donnarumma, how old is he? 21 now.
He's the man.
By the way, he's played about 50 games at 21.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's insane.
Was he captain of Milan?
He's outrageous. He is outrageous. So shout out to PSG for creating a super league within the rules of Seferin. Paulo, you generally, some people may not know that you believe that the 80s are the only time that has ever happened. By the way, let's plug the podcast if you're into the 80s music. Let's plug the greatest podcast in South Africa, Paulo. What is it? Where can people get it? How do they listen to it? And great clip, by the way, on social media.
I very much doubt there's a crossover between a high-end, funky sports show and that 80s show. But yes, we do a 80s show where we talk about 80s cultures, recommend 80s movies, sometimes play 80s music, and interview 80s people. I don't expect anyone to know Modern Talking. Great band from the 80s.
And if they don't,
Google it.
Yeah.
And we interview the main man from Modern Talking this week.
Nice.
On Friday, Thomas Anders.
Yeah.
So just look for that 80s show essay anywhere. We make it so easy to find. Just Google that 80s show essay.
Yeah.
And you'll find it in a way that works for you.
So no underscore, nothing. That 80s show.
That 80s show essay.
Essay.
Underscoring wasn't a thing in the 80s.
Oh, got you.
There you go.
Oh, hey. By the way, shout out to who was the Scottish guy? God love for you if you were born in the 80s. What's it? Kelvin Harris.
Kelvin Harris.
Shout out to you. Great song there.
Richest DJ on earth.
Absolute banger, by the way. I was doing it at that stage when that song came out. Really living a different life. But my point was, throwbacks, guy who was a sort of a child star back in the late 80s, 90s. There is the greatest sign-on video. I thought it was cringe when James showed it to me this morning. But then I was like, I went and watched it in my office with earphones. I was like, this is unbelievable. It is incredible. Tell us everything. Pilot. We obviously can't play it on YouTube.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't play it. But, I mean, sign-on videos are neither here nor there. I mean, you get really good ones, you get really bad ones. Roma do fantastic with theirs. For every sign-on announcement they have, they post a photo of a missing child. And they've found missing children.
What?
Yeah. So I don't know if you... Yeah, so every signing... They don't do signing on videos. Every time they announce a signing, it's accompanied by the social media post and all that. It's accompanied by a photo of a missing child. And I think of the 30 or so... I think it's just, no, they're on a half. So just over 20, 12 of those children have been found.
Nice.
That's incredible.
So that's,
dope.
That's a really good way of doing it.
I just want to say at that point is that I hated Roma for the last couple of years because of the way they treated Francesco Totti, but they kind of got me back on side there. I'm at a 0.5 for them out of 100 because I did hate the way the only talismanic figure Italian football has actually properly had. Probably in 20 years to treat
Mourinho will make you hate them again. So don't worry about that. But listen, that's a great way of using something that's become, so, and this is what teams do. And maybe I like this one because, out of the show, the social media element and the content we do is a little bit, is quite hit and miss. So I'm always quite...
Yeah.
If you didn't notice, I'm looking over where James sits.
At James, you're not great with the graphics, etc.
But what they did, No, so this is a player, Theo Gabriselassie. Czech player, Ethiopian descent, born in Czechoslovakia, moved to Slovan Liberec. They won the Champions League a few years ago, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were definitely around. I know the name, right?
So difficult with that region. All of them are Slovan or something. Yeah.
So not a massive team, though. I mean, they would have fallen off in the Czech league. And this announcement video is a parody of the opening theme song of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Now, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, even to this day, somebody was playing it here, and I heard somebody in the studio rapping along to it.
Yeah.
It's like that and Ice Ice Baby. Everybody knows the words, right?
All-timers.
And parody is done well when you love the subject.
Yeah.
And whoever put this together loved The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because it is phenomenally done.
Yeah.
I mean, even Theo Gabriel-Selassie, his acting is really good.
No, he's unbelievable.
Like, he's not like some of the footballers don't know how to do it themselves and they're a little bit off.
Yeah.
But it is almost like a scene-for-scene remake of it. It includes the coach, it includes some of their fans, it includes other players. It's just really, really fun, well done, shot beautifully, and the best of the transfer window. So check it out for yourself. It's called the Fresh Transfer. I think if you just look for Fresh Transfer on YouTube, you'll find it. Check it out. That is a huge winner of the transfer window.
It's so great.
It's really good.
You know, is sometimes in all this like cash and stuff, we forget that actually.
Oh, there's huge money behind this, by the way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like it's a celebration. Like, by the way, football is meant to be a celebration.
Yeah.
When we gather as football fans, like, just take all of it away. It's tribal, yes, it's that, but really, sport is a celebration. Whatever sport you do, that's a celebration of physical excellence. That's what it's meant to be. We gather and watch our heroes. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, flipping incredible.
Just on that,
love
I
it.
don't know if you've seen United's deep fake this past weekend on the United official Instagram.
Uh-huh.
It's like a countdown to Ronaldo playing, but what they've done is that iconic in the World Cup when Ronaldo was stepping up to take the free kick against Spain, and he tucked his shorts in. That last minute
I
free
saw
kick.
I saw it.
But they've deep faked that with Ronaldo in a Portugal kit. It is phenomenally
It's dope.
good.
It's dope.
And it's just him standing over the ball. And it is phenomenally
Because
well done.
remember what but it represents the times at United. When we were rubbish, we had that guy Alexis Sanchez playing the.
It's been 8 years. You've been rubbish for 8 years. So
There's been a
you've
while.
got a lot of guys. Yeah, Falcao, Di Maria. I mean, I don't want to go through the whole thing.
Shout out to Falcao and Bebe as strike partners.
Bebe. Hey?
Are
They
we talking
return.
about that? Raul Vallecano.
Oh yeah.
Falcao's joined Bebe.
I saw that El Tigre. What's he thinking about old Lautaro Martinez getting El Tigre as a nickname? He shut that down immediately.
Omar Falcao's an ex-footballer.
Yeah.
He's retired. He just hasn't told anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He took the Manchester retirement package,
Yeah.
also preferred by Bastian Schweinsteiger.
yeah. Basti did do that to you guys, and he played 2.5 seasons there.
Oh, did he?
Hey, we got
Well, he was training for
Can't
2.5
even tell
seasons.
you what he looks like in a United shirt.
Basti.
Injured for 18 months. Shout out, yeah, great video. All right, Paulo, your team obviously Sporting.
Yeah, I have to do this because my list. I'm going to do it this way.
You sound like him now.
The plus
Actually, I
side,
can put my name on it.
exactly. The plus side of a pandemic means that teams like Sporting who overachieve don't get plucked by
Yeah.
bigger leagues, and we're going to the Champions League, which could have been quite ugly for us, I think. But we've managed to hold on to all of our players because no one can buy them.
You guys in Ajax get looted. Eh?
Yeah, we do. It's but that's our business model. It's fine. We understand it, and you just accept. Okay, well, you start again. We only lost one player and relatively a left back, which you can afford to. But we kept Joao Palinha, we kept Pedro Gonçalves, and that's the core of our team. Joao Mario was always on loan, so he's gone to Benfica.
Yeah.
But I think Sporting are a big winner of the transfer window because Benfica and Porto didn't get that much better. So in terms of Portugal, hoping for a repeat and a nice run in the Champions League. So I consider us winners.
Your thoughts on Nuno Mendes leaving? I mean, he's obviously part of that
That's a really good young player. Watch out for that kid, really.
left back. I was doing some reading on him.
Left back, probably as good a left back as you're going to see over the next 10 years.
Wow.
Really, really top class player. I hope he doesn't disappear into this PSG experiment because it looks like it's a little bit of a Galacticos 2 thing. And I hope he doesn't disappear, but he's solid, he's strong, he's clever, he's everything.
Is he better than Nuno Tavares?
Huge.
Who is Nuno Tavares?
Arsenal.
What's a Nuno? I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, they were very similar profile. Nuno Mendes is next level. Physically, he's good. And I mean, they say, he's playing with Messi at his club and Ronaldo in his international team. Not bad. But, he's physically clever, gets forward, can score goals, good technique. The kid's the real deal. That's next 10 years probably going to be in the conversation as best left back.
So what are PSG gonna do? Are they have to have two teams? Like my proposal for them is I can see what's coming.
Poch's having sleepless nights. Eh?
No. There's two guys. There's a Champions League team, and there's a league team, and the league team plays the cups. Like I don't see Leo Messi playing every 2 weeks. He's off.
Yeah, I think they'll dictate. The players will dictate because Neymar as well.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos also not.
What a mess.
So it will be two teams. It'll be a Champions League side and then a team that plays Lyon and Marseille, and then there'll be a team that plays Brest. And
Yeah, I mean, Julian Draxler just got a new contract for whatever reason. You forget he's still a human with civil rights.
send him to Arsenal. Always been linked.
He has always been linked. I mean, shout out to PSG. I mean, that is unbelievable. They could put probably 3 teams together and be in the top 5 of Spain. I mean, of France right now. It is wow. Sergio, who's the real captain there?
Sergio Ramos.
Because Marquinhos is there.
Hey. Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos is the
It's
captain.
Sergio Ramos.
Who else is there though?
He said,
who's the other guy? Kimpembe. He's also got that lifestyle about him.
I'll give you my thoughts on Kimpembe.
Yeah. Who Donnarumma's, we know he's about that life, and he's got Mino as a that is gonna be.
no, Sergio
They
Ramos.
need to do a documentary.
I think there'll be glory, and then I think it'll explode amazingly.
Do you know what? Do a docky the next 2 seasons. You have to do the docky because
it's coming.
Imagine the 1-1 Barcelona away, they lose, Ramos and Messi in the dressing room. Whoa! Are you joking?
And you know who will commission the documentary? Gerard Piqué, because he just so happened to buy the rights of Ligue 1. He does the documentary, sells it to Amazon Prime. Don't worry about taking a pay cut. Don't worry. I'll be good.
You've just brought it up, right? Before we wrap up here, can we just give some credit to Gerard Piqué? Manchester United, right? You go back home. Obviously, your grandfather is the OG of all the OGs in terms of being a Catalan. Then you go Waka Waka in Africa. Shout out to you, Shakira. Let's do
And the
this
World
thing.
Cup, dog.
World Cup. You do that
Euro.
whole thing. Plus, nobody really talks about you. You know, it's like you got Sergio Ramos. He's taking all the heat. And then
Kick
you
a
go,
ball with Messi, you know.
by the way, Carlos Puyol, all right, you mentor me. Plus now, the greatest football dynasty. I'm just a guy who's in the mix.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of credit when I'm probably nowhere near good enough to have been around. He's not good enough to have a cup of coffee with Iniesta, but okay, fine, that's its own thing.
He's finessed the game.
The way he's done it, and now he owns, what? Is it all of the rights to Liga that they've acquired through his company?
In Spain, yeah.
in
It's
Spain.
not all the rights. So it's the rights to show League One in Spain.
Like, can we just,
He finessed it.
this guy.
He's got the cheat code to life, that guy.
He-
Look at
come
his
on.
hair.
He's
Look at his
done
hair.
it.
Oh.
His hair doesn't even move in the wind. The guy's got a cheat code to life, damn him.
He said, this thing. I'm going to show you how to live.
Waka Waka real thing. A lady said it. She's from Colombia, and then she married the OG of all OGs, Gerard Piqué. Shout out to him, Catalan of all Catalans, a beast among men. Just the guy, I want to be. I want to be best friends with Gerard Piqué. All right. On the other side is, you see, the thing about life is it's not Montessori. It's not after where James and his friends would hang out and have lattes instead of going to class. Is that there has to be a winner. The opposite side of that is there has to be a loser. On the other side, we talk about the losers in the transfer window. MKT Show. Right on. Right on. And again, you know, at this stage, it's a matter of building me a statue. At this stage I'm not paying for it, obviously. It is a matter of just saying, this guy has flipped the proverbial script and broadcasting will never be the same again. So that's where we are. Big update, Supersport Blitz, a channel which became the worst thing I've ever seen because they try to be Sky Sports and then go back to purely a highlights package, and now they can't decide what they are. So shout out to Supersport. I mean, they do, honestly, Supersport do the best work in the world in terms of production. We have to be very clear. Your highlights channel, and just a quick story. We have had a gentleman called Rogan Hill before as a guest, before we go to the tweet on the show. Myself and Rogan Hill, back in the day, about 10 years ago, went to the Supersport studios to complain about the Supersport Blitz channel because it had become such a disaster. So we walked in there, and I saw that they thought we didn't have conviction. They thought, oh, the manager's busy, they said to us. We took a seat because the lady didn't have that energy for us to actually engage with her. We said, we will wait here until this guy is available. Real story, I'm telling you. Rogan Hill, we will have him closer to the end of the month, and we will retell that story because we did it. I will not tolerate a bad highlights channel. Having said that, Supersport Blitz is now letting us know that South Africa are playing probably what is the most useless version of cricket, which is ODI cricket. T20 at least serves for entertainment. ODI, I'm not too sure right now.
It's the middle child.
It is the middle child, and it will act out just like James is doing, because we found out yesterday James is a middle child. That's why he's not shaving or cutting his hair. It is in a mullet at the moment. Don't really want to discuss it again. Score update. Sri Lanka are 128 runs for 6 wickets after 30 overs. The run rate's terrible, and they are 6 down, 1-0 down in the series. Hashtag SS Cricket. Shout out Supersport Blitz, trying to get better but getting worse at the same time as a channel. But great tweeting, nice and clean. Unlike Fabrizio Romano, of course, if you remember yesterday, he should just maybe get some English friends who can translate his tweets for him, because he is the greatest newsbreaker alive. So shout out to the Proteas. They are doing it at the moment. 128 for 6. We wrap that thing up. Maybe bowl them out 180. And you know what? There's nothing better in cricket, right? Like if you ever played a time game, is bowling somebody out early. That's just extra time you have to go and pound some beers. Like back in the day, if you played club cricket, you know what I mean. There is nothing better. 2-day game, by the way, 2-day time game in club cricket. Yeah. If you can wrap it up in 1 day, boy, oh boy.
You're done.
That's like you cheating. Is you time traveling. I didn't have this 24 hours I've got now.
Yeah.
From 7 o'clock. Shout out Jolly Roger, by the way, for a lot of those games. If you are 35, around my age, we had, by the way, I once played for a team. This is insane. I batted like 6 or 7, but we had Graham Smith and a guy called Adam Bacher opening. That was our opening batsman. All right, so I batted 7. I never padded up that season once. Never
why
padded
would
up once.
Got your feet up. You were wearing the shorts.
Yeah, we had Smuts. We had Richard Cameron in that
Gee
team.
whiz.
Who else did we have? We had a guy called Stephen Jack, played for us for one season. Incredible. He played for the Proteas as well. David Tebrugge played a game for us as well. Yeah, Saints guy. He did play one game, I remember. But we had a team where that was the batting lineup. I'm trying to think who else was in that team, but all a guy called I mean later on they went on. Oh, the guy called Neil McKenzie. Not sure if you've heard of him.
Oh, yeah.
He was in that batting lineup. Yeah, I batted 7, useless. Nothing, didn't bowl. I mean, So this is what we had. Shout out to that team that played that team because we had it wrapped up pretty quickly. So Saturdays for a 2-day game. It is all over. All right, speaking of which, let's get to some losers, as most teams used to do against that team, as you can imagine. Losers in the transfer window. Paulo, now there's a whole family situation here, which I don't understand. Maybe you can unpack it for us and you can explain it to me because you're actually a grown-up. The biggest loser for me in the transfer window.
Both Kanes. Not even just Harry. Both Harry and Charlie Kane.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear Charlie Kane before this? No. You should not.
Charlie.
What? The best chirp I heard about this. Look at Charlie Kane over there. You know, we had a chirp about this. I mean, if you're on the podcast, look for this picture of Charlie Kane having his own sports agency with only one
CK66.
client, and he's going to work suited and booted every day. Every day, one
Nah,
client.
that was photo day.
Oh, look at him.
Paulo,
One
you've
time.
nailed it. Because you have responded on social media and you've said it. Dress for the job you want.
Exactly. You know, Charlie Kane is such a useless agent that when the best chirp I heard is when the details of Willian tearing up his contract and walking away from 20 million.
Yeah.
Someone said, did he hire Charlie Kane as his agent? Because this guy is an absolute clown of an agent. You have got the biggest asset probably in English football.
Yeah.
The England captain,
And
Yeah.
you bottled it.
golden boy. There is not a dot on that guy's book.
Yeah.
And you blew it. You've made him less appealing. When we talk about manufacturing a transfer like George Mendes did, I mean, this is the total opposite of it. What, this is just, you don't even have to understand football to realize how
No,
bad
like
he
how?
did.
Like what are you doing?
Gentleman's agreement. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, we all do some sort of works, something. You don't even have to be in the business world.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. In 2021, gentleman's agreement. This isn't the Old West.
Yeah.
This isn't, there is no gentleman's agreement. Jack Grealish's people, along with Aston Villa, went, if I get a Champions League club offering 100 million by X date,
Yes.
I'm allowed to leave.
Yeah.
No problem. We all know where everyone stands. Gentleman's agreement. Yeah, the Kane brothers.
Guys, do you think? Sorry to interrupt. Do you think he only has? Do you think he only has his brother as
For
his
sure.
only client
That's
because that's his only connection, or because that's the only thing he's proud of, or?
Are you gonna sign
what
a
do
Charlie
you
Kane?
think the genuine reason is that he only has Harry Kane as his?
Well, we saw it come to life.
I reckon, James, you're probably right, and I think we have to look into this.
Yeah.
And we're not a real sports show, so we
No,
won't
no,
dare
no.
do that.
No, we're not
We'll
journalists,
just
no.
speculate.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that Harry Kane has got a ton of Tottenham young players.
Yeah.
Or Charlie Kane. He represents him.
Yeah.
So he used Harry to get a lot of young Tottenham players.
Not anymore.
Or in Tottenham women's players and things like that.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised to find that.
That would make sense, but I mean, having
Because
tried
he's a clown and children like clowns.
they do.
So maybe that's...
They
The
do.
worst thing ever.
What?
Clowns
You
are
don't like
horrible.
clowns, James?
Hey, sorry again.
Are you saying you don't like clowns?
Hate them. One of my
probably
worst
scared
fears
of
in
them.
the world. Hate
Okay,
them.
let's get into it. Charlie Kane, I mean, it's an unbelievable situation. We can always come back to that. James, why are you scared of clowns? What happened? Is it you're going to be pitching up in court one day with a doll? The lady says, where did you tell me where the clown touched you? Is it that, or where are we here, pal?
No, nothing to do with that. I just genuinely, it's one of the most horrifying things to look at a grown man with all of this paint on his face and a wig. To me, it's one of the most horrifying things to look at. I can't stand it.
Do you get scared like a small child, or does it just put you off because you're like, why is a man wearing makeup? I just want to understand where we are.
As a young child, I got terrified and would even cry sometimes.
Okay.
Now that I'm not an adult yet,
Yeah.
I I just get uncomfortable around them and I can't look at them for long periods of time.
So I've always wondered about this phobia. I forget what the phobia is called, the fear of clowns. Now, are you like, what are you scared that the clown is going to do? Have you seen it too many times? Have you seen it at all? So I'm just like, do you think that he's got like a chainsaw with him, or what's the story?
So first of all, the phobia for clowns is coulrophobia.
Okay.
Chorophobia.
Or coulrophobia, whatever it is. I haven't seen it. My friends try to get me to see it, and I'm the guy that that would make dumb decisions. Like, yeah, let's go see it. No. Haven't seen it once. Haven't seen number 2 once. Don't know what it's about. No, there's a clown. Don't touch me, bro.
Wow, that is so weird.
It's so creepy to me. Like, I don't know if it's like a subconscious thing or what it is, but just a man there with a.
Did your mom ever leave you at the circus? Some might say you're living in Joburg
I
is
did
like
go
being
to
left
the
at the circus.
circus once.
Oh, she left you at the circus?
Was it with my... I was with my brother and I think my mom and one of her friends.
And they left you there?
No, they were there with us, but I apparently I crawled under the chairs because it's a circus and there's clowns, and I hid under the chairs when the clowns came closer.
Okay, so they didn't leave you there. I mean, I thought that maybe there was a story there. So it's just you having a phobia.
Yeah.
So you probably hate McDonald's, eh?
I haven't eaten McDonald's in a while, so...
There you go.
Okay, Ronald McDonald. That must be a trauma thing. Who knew?
Oh, that reminds me. So,
All right. So there is a story.
there is a story, right? So, there's a McDonald's in Ramburg.
Excuse me. There's people in Tajikistan who listen to the show. That's a real thing, by the way. Did check the numbers. Randburg could be anything. What is that? Where is that? Give us some context. What type of place is Randburg?
So there's a McDonald's in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yeah.
Not going to go through the pain of
Well,
explaining.
Randburg industrial area. James' school
There
there.
you
It's why James, anybody who comes out of St. Stithians is generally smart enough to be a plumber, but pays private school rates because the school's in the middle of an industrial area where the informal sort of taxi rank is it's an absolute mess of a place. Yeah. So go ahead. There's a McDonald's in Randburg.
There is, and I think, I could be wrong, I think it was the first McDonald's in South Africa. I could be wrong.
No, that was the one in...
Was that the four? Was it Cresta?
Cresta one was the
Oh, was
first
that
one.
the first?
So Cresta, an area also just as much of a mess. Lots of meth addicts in Cresta. If you just
Straying
keep
very
going,
far away from the
you
point.
go all the way. Sort of, is it Gordon Avenue? If you
Well, look, pretty much, if you're not in South Africa or Joburg listening to this,
Yeah.
just anywhere we refer to is a derelict, meth addicted,
yes,
He's right.
a place.
Yeah.
That is Joburg.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
just
and obviously,
understand, it's all the same.
if you are eating McDonald's, you might as well be taking meth as well. Shouldn't be eating McDonald's or any of those fast foods. Cristiano Ronaldo has said that, so it's not just me.
Agua.
But shout out to you people. There are disgusting monsters who would have like takeaways, including James, by the way. He does work with me in an office. He will have takeaways like that for breakfast, and I just look at him and I judge him. But again, James, we're going back to Randburg, and you were in Randburg at the McDonald's. Yeah, go ahead.
Just so people know, I am making an effort with my health.
And I commend you for that.
Last night, you want to know what I had last
All
night?
right, take us into it, Jimbo. New guy, new person, new human. What are we doing here, Jimbo? Before you get into it, so what are we doing? I mean, let's get me on full screen there. Let's get James on full screen because we want to talk about this like grown-ups. So we're doing, is it good for you? Is it good for people around you? What are we talking about, Jimbo? Jimbo, I mean, you're doing the production here. Charlie Kane, obviously, we've established.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Kane, we've established, is a guy. Congratulations, you're Harry Kane's brother. You've hit the lottery. Harry Kane, be a grown-up. Fire him. George Mendes, Mino Raiola, and I keep forgetting who Raheem Sterling's agent is. Those are the only 3 interviews you take, and you take your career to another level commercially and actually have somebody with probably a matric actually running your affairs.
And we gave him benefit of the doubt. We've actually been looking. He has got no other players. He represents no one else. You know what I love about the brothers of famous people? They look like cosplay versions of the brother.
It's so true.
You know, they look like hey.
Yeah, like
alright.
he's dressing up
Yeah,
as...
like Charlie Kane looks like a cosplay Harry Kane. Like
No,
if
I mean,
he
you
went
can't
to
hear
the party
that.
as Harry Kane.
Let's get the photo back up. Paolo, that's one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard.
Like if you went to a party dressed as Harry Kane, you showed up like that, you'd win.
That's exactly what. So it looks like he's wearing a mask of Harry Kane.
And it's not just him.
And he's just carrying
Brothers
extra
are famous
pounds.
people.
Have you seen Brad Pitt's brother?
That's what I'm saying.
Also, same story.
Same
Yeah.
story. They look like cosplay versions of it. It's pretty
Oh
good.
my
Stop it.
goodness, this is exactly. See, now I'm not going to be able to.
And
unsee
opposed,
it.
no, Charlie Kane. That's a selfie.
Okay,
The photo on the left is a selfie.
This is a big time sports show. There's every chance within the next year, I almost guarantee it, we will be traveling globally. What happens when we meet Charlie Kane now? Because that, I'm telling you guys, that could happen. You just with the types of human beings you guys are, extremely ambitious and movers and groovers. What happens when we meet him now? Because I have to keep a straight face.
I don't recognize him.
Well, we'll have to ask him, is McDonald's really the best place to meet? and then that one photo there, he's definitely taking a photo of
That's a
himself
selfie.
with a selfie stick.
That's what I said. There's no, the
He's
hand.
definitely got a selfie stick.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't even afford a photographer. Your brother's the England captain. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, it is a selfie because the angle as well.
That is definitely
My
a
man's
man
got a
with
selfie stick. And you think to yourself at this stage, Charlie, I mean, what do they get? 10%? Harry Kane's probably made somewhere between 50 and 60 million pounds in his career. So you've probably, after tax, had 3-4 million pounds. You can't employ a James guy to come take photos and edit that.
Surely there's someone else in the building.
That's Why have those other chairs? Does nobody else work there? Why do you have to take a selfie? I can see another chair in what looks like a board.
Because he's a chav.
Anyway, cosplay Harry Kane has just let
That is
himself down.
sick. I had never thought of it as cosplay. Like, that's the perfect one. That's the guy who's having problems with his girlfriend. He's eating a little bit. She kept the apartment. He's now living in a hotel. He's eating takeaways. Little extra poundage on the face. Listen, I have to commend him on this. Unlike Raphael Varane, he's got a tailored suit. So
Shut the hell up.
So Raphael Varane needs to go to whoever Charlie Kane's guy is, and maybe that's what we have to look at. He spent the money on his tailor, which Varane did not. Varane had the worst suit in the history of not just football, maybe humans having suits. Of Raphael Varane wearing that. I mean, he picked that off. He bought it at a vegetable store, probably picked it up on the ground at Raphael Varane. But Charlie Kane, that suit tailoring is next level.
Sharpish.
That's why he's got the selfie stick. He can't afford. He spent all the money on that jacket. Look at that jacket.
Can't afford a photographer.
Yeah. So that's gonna happen. All right, James. Let's move from that and let's move back to you saying where were we? Randburg, McDonald's. That's what happened. I just want to hear about your trauma there. Sorry, we're talking about your health. All right. Enough of Charlie Kane. Let's get him off screen, Jimbo. Let's talk about it quickly. Now, James, I've got to ask you this because. You absolutely hate it when I give you advice, so I should probably stop. I've been saying for a long time. Number one, we got a few new people, so we might as well announce it live on the show. There's no fatties in the squad, so you will have to work out if you ever work on this show. So now, Jimbo, are you doing it because it's has the pressure from your lady? Because you didn't see her for a while. She kept up her workout routine, and you saw her, and you probably thought, "Dang, girl." And then you were like, oh, no.
Yeah, because dang, girl is definitely something I say.
Of course it is.
Yeah, you probably saw her and you said, dang, girl, who are you dating? Oh, that's my lady. And you're like, oh, I've kind of, I don't want to speak for you, but, you've said you kind of want to get a little more healthy. Did you see your lady and go, oh, my goodness, if I don't come correct, as they say, is she putting the sort of pressure on you to go, bloody hell, that's the standard. And now... your lady's probably going to be wearing bikinis. Oh boy, oh boy.
They told James put some respect on my name.
That's what I'm saying. Was it that, James? Or did you just did you ever come to Jesus moment?
To Jesus.
So we had a conversation, you and me.
Yes.
And I was supposed to start the whole health thing in August.
Sure.
And then we had a mini lockdown and things were upside down again.
Yeah. So you can't do push-ups in lockdown, of course.
Well, yeah. When I want to work out and be active, I want to go outside and do things. I don't
Just
want
be comfortable, yeah. Like a
I wanna be
yuppie,
in
you'd
my
like somebody to
house.
hand you a towel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
No, fair enough.
yeah, I did a couple of things during August, but not as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
And then last week, the beginning of September, I was like, right, James, we've got to get things in order because I was just tired of, not being healthy.
It sounds like you saw your lady and, listen, out of no choice, that was the reflex. Like, bloody hell, that lady looks incredible. She's going to have options.
I will tell you that last night,
Yeah.
I had the greatest salmon ever in feta salad.
It's unbelievable. What did you do? A little olive oil. You got to dress it a little bit.
So
Did you do the olive oil thing, James? I mean, sometimes salmon gets a little dry because I do love it, but you've got to spruce it a little bit. Olive oil, maybe avocado oil if you'd like, grapeseed oil, just a tinge.
well, I didn't put any oil because I thought that's not good for you.
Essential oils. Yeah, I mean, you're probably thinking the oil that's in your McDonald's burger. No, my friend. No.
I just thought most oils were not great for you.
Grapeseed oil, avo oil, everything in proportion, James. So what you want to do, salmon, I like to get a little bit of the grapeseed, a dollop. James, we call it a dollop. Not too much, not a heavy hand. European portions, 3 or 4, and then you're on your way. Yeah, I'm saying. So, okay, we're doing salmon now. Are we doing bread still, or have you actually realized that I'm right, that bread is danger, my friend?
I'm trying to think when the last time I had bread was.
Okay, that's excellent. I don't even need to hear more. That's excellent. I love what you're saying there. So we're on the right track there. Carbs, dangerous. I'm not saying don't have bread, but if we're going to do bread, we're not doing the nonsense that comes from the store. We're doing artisanal bread. So we're going sourdough, rye, whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
I also don't snack on terrible things anymore. So I snack on peanuts and raisins.
Lovely.
And rice cakes from Woolworths.
Man, oh man.
Rebranding.
They grow so fast. All right, Jimbo, that's enough.
It's rebranding.
They grow so fast. Shout out, James. I mean, a couple of months ago, dismissing everything I was saying. Get out of here. Date advice. Get that out of here. James, what do you think a little more healthy? Oh, don't tell me what to do. But, I'm not a crier, but,
Got to make you feel good. It's called maturity from James, and I commend him for it. And I look forward to him crying on the floor.
Now, the difference between you and me, and he will be crying, but that's a continuation of his normal life, is that the difference between you and me is that you are a fantastic person and you believe in James. I know for a fact that he saw his lady, because for those who didn't listen to the podcast, James said his lady had kept up her workout routine through lockdown, because somehow through the miracle of being a grown-up, she, unlike James, could do push-ups in lockdown. I don't know how. I have no idea how, sit-ups, whatever she was doing. So she kept her routine. It was about 2 months, I think, James didn't see his lady because of lockdown, and she lives in a different province. And remember...
And the restraining order.
Restraining order, yeah. So we lived in a large
we
prison.
We told people we weren't going to tell.
Oh, sorry, James.
I thought that was between us.
Yeah, so just to say, is James saw his lady and thought, bloody hell. Because I don't care who you are as a guy, James, handsome guy, whatever, she's got options. You look like that, and she's probably an incredible human being. James is an incredible human being as well. So... she's probably awesome. And James, somewhere deep down, there is that wolf as you're sleeping. You're like, bloody hell.
Moment.
That's it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Probably started doing sit-ups right there.
Yes, when you start dreaming of her.
Lightweight.
You know what I mean? She lives on the farm as well, Paolo. Lots of farm boys out there. So we know that those guys
big
probably...
thighs.
That's what I'm saying. Veldschooner.
Big thighs.
Crash, boom, bang. The socks that are way too thick and they're rolled down above the fellies. Do you know what I'm talking about? So she's seeing that. She's going Liva Arda, as they do say in Afrikaans. She is Afrikaans. Shout out to James.
Death.
That's what those Afrikaans guy calls.
Calves of death.
James saw that and
He's like, nah, not like this.
Whatever your motivation is, and it gets James to the ending line, I'm all for it. I love James. I love me some James.
Yeah, I do love myself some James. I do love James's lady for putting incredible pressure that he doesn't know how to articulate on him, because that's good for the relationship, driving my guy James forward, and I want James to live. I do want James to live and be healthy. And he'd say, live his best life. Yeah, what I'm saying. So shout out to James's lady. She's an incredible person, and I do love her for what she's doing. All right, let's move on to a guy who plays for my football club, and I love that you put him on this list. Just another loser in the transfer market. Go ahead, Paolo. I mean, this guy.
Remember Hudson Odoi?
Yes.
He had was it
Bayern Munich.
5 minutes, and Bayern Munich wanted like 80
wanted
million.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a silly time that was?
Honestly, Bayern were like, what were we doing?
That poor guy. And you know what? It looked founded.
Yeah.
It looked justified because he came in, made a good start, gets in the England team quite early on, and then just never. It's just like he suffered from a change of coach. Obviously, he was injured. I think the injury came at a bad time for him. And this transfer window, you thought, well, look, he has to go out because, I mean, everyone that Chelsea bring in, who have bought in, is in his position. Pulisic, Mount sort of taken that role, Ziyech. Chelsea don't play with like a fixed 10, everyone sort of rotates around and they'll rotate around Lukaku.
Yeah.
Timo Werner can play his position.
Yep.
And it just leaves the guy. Reece James even takes out the full-back position. It just goes, and the poor guy, and then he was blocked from leaving. Teams were coming in, and Chelsea's like, no, we don't take the deal. Even so now, sensationally, he's not even in the Chelsea Champions League squad, but that's a admin sort of thing, because I don't have to.
Yeah.
But I feel Hudson-Odoi was a loser, because I really think he could have got a nice move to Crystal Palace, which seems to be... But
The go-to, yeah.
But what's the guy with the blonde hair who's moved from Chelsea to Crystal Palace? O'Connor or
I know who you're talking about.
you know who I mean? He scored in the last game.
Yeah, it'll come to me. Yeah.
So Hudson-Odoi could have made a move like that to move to Villa. And really kept playing, even on loan, and Chelsea just kept blocking that. And now the guy's, what's he going to do? Hope for Carabao Cup.
The slow roast.
Marina needs a statue because this is how you do business, Charlie Kane, is that she secured him, locked him down. The talent is clear. She locked him down on the 5-year deal. They said, you're not going to buy him. Okay, that's not happening. You're under contract. Just understand that. How much money do you want? 100,000. They said, great, fantastic. Let's lock the talent in. But what they've done is essentially, that's £100,000, which we go, oh my God. But really, for that kind of talent, it's 5 years. In 2 years, that deal will look stupid. He'll hate himself for being on just £100,000 a week. But this is the sharp side of why you lock the talent down, is that just in case we can still, if we want to sell him, there are idiots.
Can recoup.
There are idiots who run football clubs. They'll pay £40 million for this
But
stuff.
We can recoup it, yeah.
Surely you're more likely to get the money if he's playing. So I know Jadon Sancho moved. Borussia Dortmund were considering bringing him in.
Listen,
So surely you get more than him sitting on the bench.
who's the guy Chelsea just sold now for £40 million who's never played for the first team?
Yeah.
It'll come to me. Where did he go?
He went to Palace.
Palace was that the guy?
Yeah.
And then also to Zenit, I think they moved that guy who just unretired not Zenit, was it CSK or Zenit? They just unretired the number 10 of their club. Chelsea. Marina got money for him as well. Livramento, I think they got some money to Southampton. So Marina's doing it correct. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I called it in lockdown. I don't know if you remember. I said, I've seen that person before.
Yeah.
Lockdown parties, I've seen that before you've even got paid. And I was wondering why Chelsea paid him. This is why they paid him, to lock him down, and we can still let you go. Somebody, listen, what did Willock went for? 25 million.
25.
Somebody will pay 30 million pounds for Hudson-Odoi, and Chelsea know that. It's called leverage in business.
Yeah.
A-class, Marina. I'm not in love with Callum Hudson-Odoi at all, because I hate before you've arrived, Ravel Morrison, when you start to show me the tendencies before you've arrived,
Yeah.
I'm like, the talent's crazy, but this is who he is now.
Yeah.
And again, I'd like to know what you think before we wrap up. That's not a talent issue. Every coach loves that talent. They all come in, they get to see him 6 days a week. Oh no.
And you're seeing things, and I'd forgotten about that lockdown party, and you're quite right. Ravel Morrison, shout out, because he's on his latest. This could be the one.
Yeah.
Every club he goes to.
Yeah.
So I'd actually forgotten about that, and you're right. The coach sees that every day and goes,
Nah.
You're very talented guys, but there's 50 of you in the academy, just as talented.
Callum Hudson-Odoi. Listen, I tell young people
Still
all
a
the
loser.
time. Yeah, big time loser. He's a big time loser in the transfer window because he's not going to play. And now Chelsea have him for another 3.5 years. There's nothing he can do. But this is big time business. I always say to young people, pick character over talent. And Thomas Tuchel and Marina, they're showing you. And Marina said nothing about it because he's one of the homegrown guys. Is they're going with Tuchel. It's like, oh, okay, because we experienced that before. We've seen it before. So it's not the manager. There's something wrong with this young man. And you know what? He's young. We must give young people time to develop. But there's something there because it's even Frank Lampard in the end. It was a situation. So, yeah, it happens. Character over talent. It's gonna happen. Man, oh man. I hope he can get that right. We'll come back. There are a few more losers in the window. It'll be a really, really interesting list to go through. This is the MKT Show. Right on. Right on. It's a Tuesday, 7th of September. It is my sister's birthday today, and I was going to tell you at the beginning how I remembered. So this morning, as I was getting strawberries out of the fridge, I saw the expiry date was 7th of September, and I thought, oh no, there is a day in that. And
There's something about today.
yeah, sent her a message saying I don't believe in birthdays, but the only way I remembered was. But my family knows me.
What are you, a Jehovah's Witness?
No, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
Again, I'm not gonna I don't like this Montessori world we're living in. Not everybody must get a medal.
You don't like a happy clapping?
Or you're like happy birthday.
Well done for trying.
You're born. We're saying you're unbelievable for being
It's
born.
a partition. Birthdays are a participation
Of holidays.
gift.
Like we're already up to nonsense, right? Who? Paolo, you're in marketing. You sit with the yuppies. It's like I always wonder who, like the marketing yuppies, let's circle back people, you know? Is that who decides these holidays? Because now it's clear. It's just about us buying stuff. Valentine's Day is not about loving anybody. It is buy the most stuff.
Christmas as well.
And I'm cool with it. Whatever. Like, hey, Jesus must hate that. Like, hey, my birthday wasn't for that. I did some other stuff as well. There's a 2-part book about me. Don't celebrate my birthday by cheapening it with money. All right, well, whatever. Who are these people that get to decide that a birthday, I need to buy your birthday presents? That's definitely manufactured, right?
Not more so than South Africans celebrating Halloween
Yes.
and Black Friday, which
Right.
is now like a whole week. Like, why are we doing that? What is going on? Black Friday, I get the commercialism
Yes.
and the consumerism.
Yeah.
Halloween, what do we have? Why are we doing Halloween?
Well, yeah,
That's
I
not
mean,
our thing. Why are we doing it? They don't do Friday.
James is scared of clowns
It's not
every
Friday,
day.
guys.
Yeah.
You guys just commandeered a public holiday and you call that Friday.
Well, what
It's
is it?
Heritage Day.
It's heritage. Yeah. So our heritage is braaiing. It is not.
But it's a chance for Woolworths to sell packs of braai meat
Yes.
and charcoal.
That's
For
true.
$1 million.
And exactly. And they sell you the charcoal in the bag that you can burn the bag. And everything you can burn afterwards, you can burn anyway with. But they charge you 10 extra rand for it. And then you don't have a plastic bag, you got to buy. Now, how many of those black Woolworths bags do you have in your life right now?
So many.
What's the point of those?
There's so many. But luckily, obviously, I'm moving on. I'm transcending. I've obviously got the reusable ones. So, black bags, sir? Absolutely not. I want to save the dolphins. So, I hear you, but far too many of them around.
See that fashion designer who made himself an outfit out of them? See, that's been clever. Good for him.
Shout out. But
Speaking of plastic bags, right?
yes.
Right. Did you see what Louis Vuitton did? So you know those bags like when people who work in Joburg, like from Makaya,
Yeah.
use.
The Magotuga bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see how much Louis is selling those for?
How much?
I don't even want to say.
How much?
Couple of €1,000.
Euros, eh? I just put the Louis Vuitton sign LV, and we're off. Shout out to them. I mean, listen, but again, birthdays, always. This is the rule. Give me money for my birthday if you want to, but don't give me a present. Just be around. If I like you, I'll probably want to see you around that time. If I don't like you, I don't want to see you anyway. If it's a present, I'm old. I've already got the stuff I want. Do not give me a football shirt. I've got football shirts. And if I want a football shirt, I've got the money to buy it. But if it's your birthday, please don't expect me to say happy birthday. Like, she's my sister. It's unique. We share DNA. There's no one like her in the world. There's only two of us.
After that, let's keep it moving.
I'll break the rule. My mom maybe, my dad maybe. The rest of you can go straight to hell.
Hold on. So then, if you don't believe in birthdays, you shouldn't go to people's birthday parties.
No, do you know what it is?
Nah,
I'm
that's-
totally with you. I'm totally with you.
Why do you do it?
Because I do want to see my friends. Like, I do want to see my friends. I don't want to be that guy now who's not going to come to anything. But like, I'm not buying you presents. I don't buy presents for people. Forget it.
Or you're the gift.
Oh, absolutely forget it. I'm giving up my time to come
Told you.
for wedding presents. What do you call it? Is it a registry?
Yeah.
You put that in a what do you call it when you destroy files? A shredder.
Do you know people who are like, I also believe that. And probably they're going to tell you, I know cash bar. Cash bar wedding. I'm not coming.
Great thing you've just brought up. Let me tell you, my nightmare is don't invite me for, like, I went to a braai on the weekend. It was awesome. Whatever, with my
Where are you
mates.
going with this?
Oh yeah, also, like, I've already been here, but don't have parties if you can't afford to buy stuff for people. Like, that's where I am now in life. If you're going to host people, you should be able to afford having your friends around. Like, I'm not big on, I must bring my own stuff. If you come to my house, don't worry about bringing stuff. I'm inviting you. I'm going to make all the food. Also, Paula, I got to tell you, absolute disaster on the weekend. I broke my own rule. Went to like, there was a swimming pool there, but just black guys, all swag all the time. I told you, South Africans, we need each other. You cannot never, ever, ever go to a braai where it's just black guys because nobody swims. Nobody told me that the pool's right next to the house because black guys don't think like that. Everyone's got like football shirts and the latest stuff. All my friends.
Suede sneakers.
That's what I'm saying. Swagging out. Oh, there's a pool there. Nobody told me that. So now I'm not in trunks. I didn't bring trunks. I didn't bring a towel. I didn't bring anything. Classic. Just swagging out the whole day. It is boiling hot. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, I wish I could swim. So what you need, again, and also
They set you up.
sort of the food was terrible. It was a terrible situation. Just meat. Black guys, what are you going to do? I've said to people now, we need each other. Black people, you need white people. White people, you need black people. I tell you who you need. You need the rich white girl who's making the salad where somehow she's fitted carrots and strawberries and
Little
croutons.
nuts.
You know who I'm
Pumpkin
talking.
seeds.
There it is, Paulo. It's delicious. How do strawberries get in the salad?
Yeah.
You need her. You need her. You just need her. As black people, we have to admit we have limitations. We're first generation into money. We don't know these things.
But maybe they were trying to punk you. Because remember you said this on Friday.
Yeah.
And some of the people that were at that braai
Yeah.
were mutual friends with. And like,
No, but I've known them for over 10 years. This is what they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'll hate to hear this, but I'm
but
not
I like
afraid.
how they did it the day after you ranted about it. They said, we'll show this guy.
So, no, good. I'm not
We'll
doing
show this guy.
another weekend. Like, I work really hard. I'm not doing another weekend where it's just black guys at a party because I can watch swag on Instagram can you please bring some nice food? Like, sorry, I need a salad now. I'm old
I'm
now.
hungry.
No. I can't just say, hey, great steak. That's awesome. Chicken. Oh, Unbelievable, to die for.
Guys, I have something better than us listening to MKT complain about food for the 4th time. So,
Go ahead.
this is super exciting, right?
Yeah.
So I was reading the comments, and Andrew Harrison said, not sure if it's a sports agent's website or Harry Kane's Instagram account. So I was like, I'm going to go to CK66, which
Okay.
is Charlie Kane's.
We were on it.
We've been checking it out.
It's quite literally Harry Kane's
Personal Instagram.
It's his Instagram, guys.
It looks like a website that, like I've done it myself. Like you create like a little holding website where it's got links to all the stuff you
Yes.
do. It looks like a Wix. I'm sure it said powered by Wix at the bottom. It is commercial partnerships with McDonald's and Nike
And he's busy there with Prince William, chilling with Prince William. Like,
charity organizations.
Yes.
Every photo on the website, every photo, Harry Kane.
On Instagram.
No,
this
just
is the
with
website.
kids. Like, it's with kids, he's out there like with kids, like high-fiving kids.
Yeah.
He's got Prince William there. It's brilliant.
When are footballers going to stop this? Stop just getting your family members as your agent.
No, but do not probably happened. I don't think Harry Kane wanted it. It's his older brother, his dad, his mom probably stepped in.
mother said it.
Yeah, he said, no, Charlie, why don't you let Charlie be your agent?
It must have been like that all the time growing up for Harry Kane. Harry Kane would be like, Mom, I'm going to play football with my friends. Oh, take Charlie with you. Oh, but he's no good. He has to play goalkeeper. Oh, just take him. And I bet you it's never broken away from that. Oh, Mom, I'm going to be the England captain. Take Charlie with you. Oh, but he's going to embarrass me in front of Sven.
But he's your older brother. He's your older brother.
Just take him. He needs to meet a nice girl. He needs to get out the
Yeah,
house.
he needs to get out the house. That's
Too
what they
much
probably told him.
Counter-Strike.
Can we just address the fact that his company name is CK66? Like, he wanted to be a footballer, didn't quite make it, and 66 would have been his number if he was.
Well, I mean, we're getting into presumptuous territory there with the CK66 thing, but
Well, the 66 thing is obviously an England thing.
Yeah.
Obviously an England World Cup thing.
Yeah. So, look, maybe he didn't want to be a footballer, and I think Paolo's probably being more big-time journalist is, hey, shout out to the mom. Is your dream is for your kids to be together.
But he just shattered Harry's dream. So what, like,
It's true.
come
That's
on.
going to be awkward Christmas. It'll be awkward.
Nah.
Thank God no Christmas breaks in the Premier League.
Tell you what Harry's doing is, I can't come over because of COVID. There's a huge risk. I want us to be together, but we can't this year.
And, with the club, and you already messed it up for me, so now...
No. Well, you can't mention that because then it looks like you're a bad agent. All he has to say is, obviously, we're playing over Christmas. I don't want to take any risks. And I love your kids,
COVID.
or whatever it may be.
Do you think he's making the kids, like Harry's told the kids to stop calling him Uncle? Oh, Uncle Charlie's at the door. Let's call him Mr. Charlie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and in fact, he has to use the back entrance now, the one that goes straight to the office. Because Harry doesn't want his newborn baby and beautiful wife seeing failure.
That office is probably at Harry Kane's house.
Unbelievable. The cottage.
Oh, man.
On the website, there's an address of
Yeah,
their
there is.
office
Yes.
address. But I'm telling you, that's Harry Kane's house.
That's awesome.
But have you seen what the office looks like? It's not like a building. It looks like a house.
Like
in
a cottage.
No, it looks like
I
a
don't
house
know.
in
He took
England.
that photo of Airbnb. Just like Googled that.
The website also says behind every great talent is a team of individuals supporting their success both in and outside of the game. We pride ourselves in providing a tailored service to manage all aspects of professional sporting life.
Well, it's very tailored. There's only one person.
It's very
It's
niche.
extremely customized.
Very
That's
niche.
the joke I was going to make.
The only thing he doesn't offer is negotiation skills, which, now I'm not an agent. I have had one when I was playing. The negotiation is, whew.
But you had a tough guy.
I did. I had a tough guy.
I
real
know who it is. I don't know if you're name, but you had a tough guy.
proper.
Right.
And negotiation, I would say, let's imagine a burger. But the burger now has no
I'm
meat.
healthy now. What's a burger?
No, imagine it. I don't mean it's actually real. Although Pavlovian conditioning might say just the fact that I've said it.
Imagine a plant-based burger.
Yes.
A what?
Plant-based.
Okay.
A
yeah,
quinoa
I'm with you.
burger.
Yeah, but without the quinoa.
Okay.
Some would say the negotiation is the quinoa. It is, as an agent, forget the marketing stuff. Forget about a nice website. Forget about a well-tailored suit, which Raphael Varane's never heard about. Learn how to negotiate. And Charlie Kane has failed at that. That is...
And he only has
And
one
it goes
client.
services. Listen to this. Services.
So where are these services?
Listen, services. Contracts. Representation of all our clients in contract negotiations, loan moves, and transfers at all stages of their career.
Except the peak. They should pick. What they should do is put an asterisk. If you're at the peak of your career, we will not negotiate.
Actually, you know what? I love
Commercial. Our in-house team
me.
seek exciting and rewarding commercial opportunities to present to our clients. Didn't do that.
Wow.
Financial and legal. Our trusted experts are on hand to represent our clients in all financial and legal matters. Couldn't get me out of my Tottenham contract to go to City. Media. We look to enhance and protect our clients' image at all times. Harry Kane looks like a doers now because he had to apologize for
Don't do
everybody.
the Gary Neville interview then.
Lifestyle. We support all aspects of player life and well-being, both personal and professional life. No, you went to the Bahamas when you weren't supposed to, and you missed training.
No, what that means is because he's based at the house, he lets in the deliveries and the garden services and things
And even the photo, you can see Harry doesn't want to smile properly here. And Charlie is like, yes, I'm doing it.
I love Charlie Kane. I've decided on
Yeah,
him.
no. You
I
know
love
what?
him,
He's the
actually.
dream.
He's the dream.
Because what does every douchebag on Instagram tell you? Hey, yo, work smart, not hard.
Yeah?
Work smart, not hard. Charlie Kane, 66. Get out of here. CK, 66. Am I paying any rent for that? Absolutely not. It's in my brother's backyard. Shout out Charlie Kane.
You know what? I think in football, the two cushiest jobs is third choice goalkeeper and Charlie Kane.
Third choice goalkeeper is unbelievable.
So
It's no Charlie Kane, though.
That's the job you want,
Charlie Kane gets 10%, give or take. I mean, you can negotiate that number of everything that Harry Kane does. Shout out. Plus not paying rent.
Yeah, I love Charlie Kane.
Oh, what a living legend.
Cosplay Harry Kane, I love him.
Right, now, Jimbo, we're going to go back to the losers in the transfer market. James, you heard of a club called Liverpool?
Yeah.
Okay, so do they have any money? Are they Barcelona? Do they have a bank account? Are they, are they on welfare? Why? What happened? Explain the 2021-2022 summer transfer window from Liverpool.
So I'm gonna explain it with this graphic that I made this morning because I feel like it does a good job at where Liverpool did drop the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time.
That's bad content. I mean, you got to be talking over it there.
Sorry, that was a horrible moment.
But that's why you're a technical guy, not on-air talent. Yeah.
That's on me. So the tweet obviously addresses the signing of Kanate.
So yeah, James. I mean, obviously you're not on-air talent. Shout out Sam Maguire at Sam Maguire 90. Go ahead, James.
But outside of that, it says that the squad needs a backup right back and right wing. And obviously these are arguably the most important roles in the system. And I think where Liverpool have dropped the ball is they've done really, really well over the last sort of 3 or 4 seasons. 2 Champions League finals, a Champions League trophy, a Premier League trophy, a Club World Cup. I'm not going to go on. But, just to name a few.
That was just 1 year, yeah. Just 1 year in 30 years. So it's basically Leicester with a budget.
We've done really well to sort of develop talent. But outside of that, there hasn't been much else. Like, we've had the star players and the players that are or were in their prime.
Yeah.
And they were considered some of them still are considered the best in their positions in the Premier League and in the world.
Sure.
But I just think outside of that, Liverpool haven't done much to bolster it.
But James, so let me tell you this, right? What do you think of this? I've always said having Jurgen Klopp as your manager is like dating a supermodel who is addicted to drugs, because while it is good, it is phenomenal. But I don't care who you are, at some stage when you're like 29, 30, you maybe want a quiet Sunday. It is heavy metal football. It is heavy metal personality all the time. That erodes situations. And I'm not saying that he's a bad manager. What do you think of Sadio Mane's worldie, Salah's worldie, Bobby Firmino's worldie? But look at the injuries they start to pile up. Is that, hey, that manager is unbelievably demanding, and also players talk. It's like, I'm not saying Liverpool didn't get the players they wanted, but players talk. The Brazilian players talk. Mo Salah will talk. Sadio Mane. You think these guys don't have respect? It's like, hey, what's it like? Whew, well, let me tell you. Just your thoughts on something like that. Maybe Jurgen Klopp is, for all of the great things, supermodels look great until you find out that they're addicted to cocaine on Sunday mornings.
I'll tell you this. It's very simple. It's very simple. Liverpool aren't used to success. They win one thing, now they get complacent. It's complacency.
Well, some people might say it's been 8 years since Man United were relevant, so it makes sense to both clubs being rubbish. I wouldn't know. Chelsea are always winning, so shout out. I will take that, Senzo. That's a bit of a shot at you, James, saying it took you 30 years to do anything.
You know what?
They thought they were the God's gift. They don't have to strengthen. Yeah, it's going to be like this forever.
Everyone's making good points, and I think, you know, what you got to look at the squad is that last year, that all the injuries that happened was like, I mean, just ridiculous.
Yeah.
For so many to happen at the same time. But the fact that you think it couldn't happen to players who are a year older is a little bit negligent to think. There's an outstanding thread on the Swiss Ramble. If you ever want to get into the the business side of football. Swiss Ramble, and they break down why Liverpool haven't spent money. And basically what it comes down to is FSG see Liverpool as an asset in their portfolio, right? And it needs to make money for their portfolio. And they want this to be a long-term asset. So they will hold back on the money and spend when they need to spend. Unfortunately, football isn't about balance sheets. Football is about seeing right backs and new players come in.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that you had so many injuries and you're hoping that doesn't happen again on players a year older, the fact is, as it stands, there is still 4 key first teamers who are going to AFCON in January. And I think you start to worry a little bit about that. Mo Salah is starting to make noise about a new contract.
Yeah.
And will they give it to him? What he wants? He wants
double.
500,000 he wants.
400,000.
They won't.
and-
Liverpool Football Club won't give a player a 500k a week contract.
Right.
There's no shot.
Especially
in hell.
at his age. So
Nowhere.
Harvey Elliott, I mean, listen, Harvey Elliott, you know, we've seen him before. That sort of player. Don't underestimate Wijnaldum's loss. I mean, honestly, you know, I was watching that guy for Netherlands. I mean, oh God, that guy is... That guy really is such a dynamic player. Don't underestimate that loss. All that aside, you could be running a very good business, which I think Liverpool really are.
Yeah.
They're running a fantastic business. They're not in debt. They're not accruing costs they don't need to. But Klopp's also ambitious. Do you know? Do you really think they're going to win the title this year? Does it, you know, you got to win the title, you got to beat not just City, but Chelsea, I think. And he'll eventually go, you know what? I get it. It's a great business model. That club is in major need of a refresh. Major need.
So Paolo, that's actually what I was going to say, right? Is that... So it's great that we've come or sort of dug ourselves out from that sort of era where we had Andy Carroll as our frontline striker who couldn't score a goal to save his life.
Can't finish a sentence.
So I think Klopp and Liverpool and the owners did a really good job at sort of digging ourselves out of that. But we're in a league now where, you know, City have players worth over 100 mil just on the bench as backups. And if we're not sort of trying to keep up with that, or at least have our own backups that are reliable, that's where we're going to fall short. And that's what happened last season. We had way too many injuries with teams like City and Chelsea and Man United here and there that had these replacements that could easily just walk into the first team, you know?
James, what say you of this? Because this lets you know, yes, I think what Paolo's saying is credible. But at this level, I think we've seen already with how cutthroat the billionaires are. I think obviously everybody can see that this thing is about money and it's for real. These guys aren't playing around, and billionaires think long term. They don't like, as fans, it's our job to think about every game is a disaster if we don't win 5-1. But as billionaires, just knowing a few successful people, I think here's what's happening. And I'd like to hear your thoughts, James, as you obviously melt down and start crying about both this and your precarious romantic relationship, obviously, is I think what Jurgen Klopp has been told, and I think he may have told FSG this is my last season, because everything about this tells me, is I'm giving it one last go, is that because what he could have done was, generally they offer you, here's what the next 5 years look like. I would imagine, you know, when I think of how I imagine the FSG guys want to move, is Jurgen Klopp said, no, thank you, is these are my guys. I trust these guys, because the last thing he needs is another sort of person to come in and erode the culture. Virgil's back now. He feels like Fabinho will be back. Hendo will be back. And I think, and I said it actually while we were in the old studio, was that there's just, in business, there's something called organizational fatigue. Is that Jurgen, not because he's a bad person, but that personality type. I mean, Pep Guardiola wore out Barcelona. He wore the son, the prodigal son, wore out Barcelona. He's not a bad person. It's just that personality type is corrosive. I think what may be happening is Jurgen is saying, stop. We're giving it one last go with my guys, because it's the only way to give it a proper go is he doesn't have to think about the culture. This season, it's just about coaching. Is that we're all in. He knows Salah is probably at the end. He knows Mane is at the end, not as players, but just it's tired now. Everybody's heard him shouting enough times. Do you think that's what it might be? And does it crush your heart that your namesake or your lookalike, your doppelganger, Jurgen Klopp, who carries his height just as well, may be in his last season? And I believe that to be true. And that is just me pulling out of thin air.
So I think Jurgen's contract runs till, I think it's next season.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't think. How often was Jurgen Klopp active in regardless of the board, right? Before he was at Liverpool, how often was Jurgen Klopp active in like a transfer window at Dortmund?
Well, his only real job was Dortmund, and at Dortmund they are very clear. It is none of your business to do that. You come here to develop players. We don't do negotiating. We don't fight with Bayern. We get the best young talent in Germany and Austria plays either at Leipzig or they play at Dortmund. So there you're just a coach, do your thing. This is his first chance to ever do it. And boy, oh boy, listen, Jurgen Klopp maybe gets away with it more than anybody else just because he's got a cool German accent and a very cool laugh, is that he has spent a truckload of money. He broke the world record for a centre-back. He broke the world record for a goalkeeper. Fabinho was not free. Thiago was not free. Keita was not free. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Please do not tell me Jurgen has not spent money. This idea that he is this second coming of Jesus is wrong, because he has spent a truckload of money to have what he has. And FSG are probably saying, listen, how much longer are you sticking around for? Do you want a new deal? Because, James, you've made a good point. I believe the conversation would have come up. Jurgen, you're coming up to 2 years. We've got to secure a plan. I don't want a new deal. I'm going to give it a go with my guys. And, James, I promise you, around December, I'm not even kidding. And I've just thought about this now. Look for an announcement on Jurgen Klopp to be taking a sabbatical. And I know that may break your heart. I can see your eyes through the glass. People can't see that. Jurgen Klopp will announce very, very soon that a sabbatical is coming. Everything with this behavior tells me no new deal, no new talk of a new deal. 2 years out, they like to negotiate now. You have to. Otherwise, you can risk losing guys for free, whether player or manager. I see this as Jurgen's last season. So shout out to you, James, crying and a top three.
Just to close it off, from my side, I don't know if it's a Jurgen thing. I think it's more an FSG/board thing, because everyone knows Jurgen has these sort of connections and relationships with players that he used to manage, or he's just got a good relationship with them, or whatever it is, right? And these players have been linked with Liverpool, and as a football fan or as a Liverpool fan, you're like, okay, that relationship is pretty good, and that could actually be a good signing for the club or whatever it is. But then nothing comes of it, right?
That should worry you more. I think what I'm saying then, you're just going to my point, is that why is Jurgen not leaning on that? I think he's done.
Yeah.
And I hate to say
finished.
it. Paulo, your thoughts, just to wrap it up.
It's a massive call, and I don't think you're wrong. It makes sense of all these longer-term contracts tying down all the bigger guys and him not putting pressure. Because where would Jurgen Klopp not put pressure when everyone else is spending crazy money?
Especially that personality type.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he went and got LASIK because he's about to spend a year on the beach. He doesn't want to have glasses on. He wants to be swagging out.
Not enough people are talking about Jurgen Klopp's hair implants
Are
and
you
LASIK
kidding me?
and
He's
and
rebranding.
his tan. I was actually looked if he didn't get divorced and got a younger girlfriend.
He already has been divorced. I don't know if he's currently still married to
You're
the
married
current
to your
wife.
job.
James, you
Something's
are
up.
more like Jurgen Klopp than you'll ever know. Perhaps precarious personal relations, but Jurgen's actually doing something about it, and you're doing it as well.
He's
Huh?
rebranding.
Because you saw Jurgen, that beard. Get out of here, Mr. Take Your Girl.
No more spectacles.
No glasses, let it go. I'm out here. Ladies, what you saying?
I'm on the market.
Das is good, they say.
He's also swagging with the Adidas Ultra
And the
boots.
two-piece tracksuit, are you joking?
No, but I'm telling you what's happening here. Jurgen Klopp's always been tracksuits, but he's working. That boy's working out. He's probably got one of those sweat things underneath. I'm telling you, last few games of the season when the sun's out,
Yeah.
guns out.
You'll see
Jurgen's
him.
coming out tight shirts
Yes,
like
man.
we've never seen before. He's
You'll see
going
him.
ready to party on the
And you know what he's
beaches.
gonna go do? You know the cap, he's gonna put it to the back like a cool kid.
Who's the Chilean guy? The guy who was coaching Chile, where he's just all muscle all
Yes,
the time.
yes.
I think that guy. That's who Jurgen needs to be, but the sophisticated. Shout out to Jurgen. Suns out, buns out.
He's the man, bro.
James, an example to follow. He's swagging out. Two-piece suit. Jurgen Klopp. Just the guy. Paolo, great stuff. Senzo. Hey, put some spec on my name.
Are we done or we finished?
The MKT Show, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on YouTube, please click subscribe. Leave comments below. Otherwise, if you are looking for the podcast, it is the MKT Show, available on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. My name is MKT. This has been the MKT Show. But ladies and gentlemen, for now, we are the hell out of here.